Hello and welcome to another presentation of WCBN Sports' coverage of Michigan hockey. I'm Alex Strain, joined today by Nick Hornberg and Amir Bektas. We'll have Amir on later on in the broadcast, but it'll be me and Nick here for the first period of action between Michigan and Ferris State here at the Great Lakes Invitational, between a four-team tournament of Michigan, Michigan State, Ferris State, and Michigan Tech. All four teams residing here in the Wolverines state. Michigan, a yearly competitor in this tournament. Ferris State making their first appearance since 2014 in the GLI. The winner of this game will take on Michigan Tech, the loser, Michigan State, tomorrow, with that first game already having taken place earlier today.
And Michigan, a couple Michigan players going to have an opportunity to prove themselves today. As always with Michigan in the Great Lakes Invitational, some players absent and not even on this continent. Johnny Beecher and Cam York, the two first-round draft picks of the 2019 NHL entry draft, are not present. They are at the World Junior Championships playing for the United States. As a result, some players who don't usually play are going to have an opportunity today. Adam Winborg is the extra skater at forward. Has only played one game so far this season beforehand. Correction, he's played two. And Jake Gingell also getting an opportunity today when he usually doesn't. So it'll be interesting, and the line pairing's also interesting. Jake Slaker, Jimmy Lambert, and Will Lockwood was the starting lineup used against Penn State in the last conference series of 2019. See what they can do here.
So here we go. Opening face-off between Liam McDougall and Jimmy Lambert is won back by the Ferris State Bulldogs. Immediately sent down into the Michigan end, and the Wolverines will get set up. Puck comes free right into the middle. Will Lockwood, the captain, skates on in for Michigan, and then is quickly turned aside by the Ferris State defense and then chipped all the way back down. That one will be an icing if the race can be won by Griffin Luce, but it cannot. He is beaten down there into the corner by Justin McKellian. Nothing really comes of it, though, and Michigan pushes it back into the Ferris State end. Both teams will get their first changes. 19:30 to go in the first period. No score between Michigan and Ferris State. Michigan wearing the home whites. They do represent the home team in this game, and Ferris State wearing road reds with yellow trim and yellow numbers. Nick said that it resembled an old Calgary Flames jersey, as there's a shot that comes in from the point, goes wide of the netminder today, Strauss Mann for the Michigan Wolverines. Michigan pushes it on into the offensive end, but Ferris State quickly turns it aside. Blake Evanow down there is able to push it away. Jake Willits alongside him, and Jason Tackett will take it on out. It's a defensive-heavy attack for Ferris State. You look at four of their top scorers are their top four defensemen. Only a couple forwards really get in on the action a whole lot. Now skating up with it is Joe Rutkowski, and he dumps it deep. The third line now out there for the Bulldogs. They chase it into the Michigan end. A bit of a sleepy start here in the first 90 seconds, and we do have a whistle. Face-off will come into the Michigan end.
And you see Michigan a couple rushes early on, including within the first 30 seconds of the period. Will Lockwood had a bit of a rundown, but unfortunately not able to convert it a lot. You figure in this game, Michigan's going to have the puck a lot. As you said, Ferris State, a lot of their leading scorers, defensemen, a lot of that is just from forechecking and then rushing.
Face-off won there by Nick Pasajov, and Michigan unable to get it out of the zone, though. And it's unusual to call a hockey game in this atmosphere. Obviously, it's a lot bigger of a stadium here at Little Caesars Arena in Detroit, significantly larger than really anything you see in Big Ten play, but also not nearly as loud during the sort of just middle of the game type action as you get at Yost Ice Arena. No student section to keep things loud, as there's going to be an icing on Ferris State. Face-off will come into the Bulldog end.
And there's a lot of factors in that. One of them, as you said, is the lack of student presence here. Michigan Tech usually has a good student contingent, as they did earlier today, but it still is it's a pretty student-devoid crowd here. Another thing, the size of the stadium. This isn't what you call a giant noise box the way Yost or Compton would be.
Yeah, there's a shot that comes in from the point after the faceoff was won by Luke Morgan. Shot came from Blankenberg there at the right point, but then Ferris State able to push it aside. Shots now 2-1 in favor of the Bulldogs. Just under 2 minutes gone in the first period. No score between Ferris State and Michigan. Dug out of the corner by Dakota Ravy. There's a shot from Blankenberg again. Sort of fanned on it, though, and it went wide of the net. Now out to the point. Griffin Luce had it skip over his stick and now back out to center. Hunter Wint was chasing in after him. Michigan will just have to rekindle. Now Luce attempts a stretch pass, but it goes wide of his intended target and will go down for an icing face-off into the Michigan end.
Mel Pearson's had to get a little bit creative with his defensive pairings in this game, as stated at the top. Cam York not present. Usually the top pairing is him and Luke Martin. Instead, Luke Martin is playing down at the bottom with Jake Gingell.
Yeah, having to switch things up a little bit. At least defensively, they are more used to this with Cam York's injury early in the season, allowing them to test things out as there's a shot that comes in from the point by Nate Callan, the captain of Ferris State, held on to by Strauss-Mann for a whistle.
There just hasn't been a lot of consistency, period. Nick Blankenberg has also missed games with injury. He missed the second game of the second leg of the Ohio State series in Columbus, also with an injury, and I think that may be a factor in this team, is that there hasn't been a lot of line stability throughout the team.
Liam McDougall wins another faceoff, and now an opportunity to the middle by Nate Callan, who was slicing down, is turned aside, and now Michigan's got a potential 3-on-2 the other way, bringing it on up and taking a shot high and rising, deflected aside. Will Lockwood there, creating an opportunity. Now Lambert at the right point. He takes a shot that rings off of Austin Shaw, the starting netminder tonight for Ferris State. We were marking before the game that Ferris State rather peculiar, as there's a bad giveaway first by Michigan and then by Ferris State. Lockwood's got a chance over to Slaker, and his shot goes wide. Bulldogs pick it up, and they'll be able to push it back out of their own zone, but that's the best chance so far in this game for either team, as Michigan set one up from Lockwood to Slaker, the senior-senior connection. Bulldogs take it away in the neutral zone, and then Michigan does just that to return the favor. Garrett Van Wy will lead the rush the other way, sending it deep for his line mate Nolan Moyle. Swings it along the boards. Hayhurst over to Gingell at the point. Now tipped aside. Ferris State picks it up. Gingell holds it in at the point, though, as that attempted clear was denied. Now rimming around the boards. Hayhurst picks it up. Back to Gingell. Left point. Moving to the middle. His shot was blocked there, doing a nice job and getting down low to deny the shot. Marshall Moyes, who is a name, is going to come up quite a bit in this game, as there's a shot deflected off a stick and out of play. I believe it went off a Ferris State stick, so we'll see where the faceoff comes.
That was a good catch there in the front row by a Michigan fan.
Yeah, man in a yellow shirt. Oh, no, it did deflect off of Hayhurst. So the faceoff will come to center ice, and yeah, getting that big mitt up there. Michigan fan in a yellow sweater and a green toque right there.
I will admit,
snagging a puck.
I will admit, I saw him turn around and celebrate, and I thought it was Dalton Pataki.
Sent deep, 4-2 shots in favor of Ferris State. No score in this game. Pastajov swings it down low, trying to dig it out there in the corner is Jack Becker, pinned up against the boards. Now I try to jam it on a wraparound for Pastajov. Couldn't fit it to the side of Austin Shaw in the Ferris State end, and now the Bulldogs will collect, try to set things up. Connor Fedoruk out there with that third pair. Now an ugly giveaway and a chance, one Pastajov to the other, but Nick could not bang it home. Now Michael over back to Nick, and now it tips around. Ferris State picks it up, and they're going to try to lead the rush the other way. Dom Lutz, one of the alternate captains, sends it deep, and instead both teams will just settle for a change, scooping it up behind his own net. And a giveaway there. Gingell gave that one away, and now Ferris State will have an opportunity. Nice play over to the side, coming right in, and a wraparound attempt shut off there by Gingell. Cade Kolowski was trying to wrap that one around, but Michigan able to push it away. 5 minutes gone in the first period. Luke Morgan skates on in. He takes a shot right into the belly of Austin Shaw, and then turned aside by his defenseman, as both teams just trying to slow the pace down a little bit. Michigan trying to play a little faster here. Rutkowski out there on that top pair. Ferris State relies a lot of their scoring among that top pair, and now they filter it on forward. The forward, Liam McDougall, comes into the zone. First line centerman out there with the whole top line for these Bulldogs. Blankenberg on up, and now here comes Michigan again the other way. There's a shot right into Shaw, and he hangs on. Shots now 7-2 in favor of the Wolverines, and we head to the first media timeout with 14:23 to go in the first.
And something at times that's been a criticism of Michigan's offense throughout this season, as well as the last one, is that too often they were a bit hesitant to shoot. That isn't really happening here. Players really just ripping shots at the first opportunity, which oddly enough at other times has been a criticism where they've outshot the opposition and then lost games. However, more often than not, and especially a huge criticism on the power play, it's not uncommon to see Michigan go through an entire power play without getting a single shot on goal, and even only having 2 or 3 zone entries. But you see Michigan coming out a lot more aggressive with their chances so far today.
So both teams at their benches, 14:23 to go in the first period, and we talk about some storylines in this game. Ferris State enters at 6-9-2, 4-6-2 in the WCHA. Michigan 6-10-2, 2-7-1. in the Big Ten. Both teams not really where you want to be at this point in the college hockey season at the Christmas break. Both firmly under 500, neither really in the NCAA tournament talk, but obviously that could change with a strong second half, and as always, auto bids available in the conference tournaments.
Suffice to say, things haven't really gone according to plan for either team at the top. On the opening episode of the Yostcast this season, you and I talked about a team. The expectation for this team should be an NCAA tournament berth, and to a large degree, and you said the record, Michigan's non-conference has largely looked decent. They've just badly misfired in the Big Ten, which is a very deep conference this year.
Yeah, Michigan just struggling to find a footing in the Big Ten Conference. They got out to a dreadful 0-6 start in conference play. Able to save face a little bit there as we got towards Thanksgiving with a split in Wisconsin and then a split with Penn State in the last two series. So perhaps some momentum Michigan can build on once we get more firmly back into Big Ten play in January. Now, face-off coming to Austin Shaw's left is lost there by Jimmy Lambert. Instead, it's the Bulldogs who possess it. It was the pairing of the top lines out there, but now Michigan brings it on in. Nice toe drag, and a shot goes high and over top of the net. Will Lockwood showing off some of that potential NHL talent with a beautiful play to get in, and another high-percentage look for him. He's had 2 or 3 good rushes. Now he's trying to go free down the middle. We'll see if Luce can find him with the pass. He can. Lockwood there. Swings it over to Slaker right in the left circle, but he takes a spill into the corner and wipes out that potential chance. And now Ferris State able to pick it up easily. Evan now on up to McDougal. He needs to get off as the second line comes on. Dallas Tuke into the corner there. Now pushed down low. Looks like Summers fell down. Van Wy skates down behind his own net, and he'll hold on to it. Delayed penalty on Ferris State. I believe it's going to be a trip for that fall by Summers. Now Van Wy streaks on in with it as heading to the bench is Strauss-Mann, but before Michigan could really get the extra attacker going, Ferris State touches up. Michigan will head to a power play with 13:24 to go in the first period.
And today we find something out. A lot of us Michigan hockey fans at WCBN have made the joke that Michigan would be a lot better if they were allowed to decline penalties.
Yeah.
With Michigan's flagging power play that has really been a struggle for a year and a half now. Going to have an opportunity early on this power play against a team that is very gettable on defense.
Yeah, Michigan enters this game 47th in goals per game at just barely over 2 per game and 39th in power play percentage on the season. Wolverines just trying to get anything going offensively after sort of a strong defensive resurgence, but not a good way to start a power play. You lose that opening face-off, and an easy clear for Ferris State. Wolverines will have to do a fresh zone entry and get things set up on the rush. Jack Summers out there over across to Nick Pastajov, sends it the length of the ice into the corner. Ferris State able to clear it on out, though, and a potential 2-on-1 the other way, but able to just get to it was Summers, and he sends it to his netminder, Strauss-Mann, who puts the trapper down and holds on for a whistle, but not what you want to see as the puck skipped over the blue line, and 2 Bulldogs were away to just 1 Michigan defender back, and now it forces a defensive zone draw on a power play.
And this is a start to a power play that Michigan fans this season have seen way too many times.
Yeah.
Michigan's really hasn't been able to stay in the zone. Although losing the opening faceoff is a bit uncommon, this team, arguably their strongest trait, is their ability in the faceoff circle.
And that draw is won by Lambert. McDougal and Lambert went at it again. 30 seconds gone in the Michigan power play. Still a fresh 90 seconds remaining. They're able to get it onsides barely as Summers carries it on in. Jack Becker down there along with Mike Pastajov along the boards. Now they parry it alongside, back out to Jimmy Lambert at the right point. Now he's going to send it back down. Becker has his place in front of the net, but he has to go behind it to pick the puck up. Now Pastajov at the left point swings it across, and now a puck is free. McDougal's off to the races. He's right in, a shot, and a save by Strauss-Mann. Might have gotten a piece, either that or it just went cleanly wide, but now Michigan with the chance the other way. 4-on-2 rush. They try to find Pastajov streaking to the net. Not able to do so. Lambert picks it up, now sends it cross ice, and another sloppy giveaway as Jake Transit picks it up, and Transit will chip it on deep for the Bulldogs. Another clear, and now a minute 15 gone in the power play. 45 seconds left. 12 minutes remaining in the first period. No score between Michigan and Ferris State. Blankenberg lays it on back. Now Slaker passes it across, looking for the captain, Will Lockwood, and that one taken away yet again. Brendan McLaren is away. Blankenberg and Ciccolini back to try and help out. Now Slaker goes back as well. 25 seconds left in the Michigan man advantage. Now sent across to Hayhurst. Not able to connect to him. A lot of sloppy passes. Will Lockwood carries it in, splitting the defense. His shot goes off a skate now over to Hayhurst on the left wing side, and he is dumped by Zach Yoder, the Ferris State third pairing defenseman, doing a nice job playing physical. Lockwood has it down on the goal line. Pass across, shot! They score! Jake Slaker! What a feed and a backhanded pass to set up Slaker, and a one-timer into the back of the net.
The goal itself perfectly taken from Slaker. The pass artful, but the build-up to it was about as accidental as you could get. Michigan fighting for the puck along, and two sloppy passes by Lambert from the exact same spot. One of them almost gifted Ferris a short-handed goal, but the puck sliding right across Austin Shaw's net, slotted home by Slaker, an outstanding take.
And that's Jake Slaker's fourth goal of the season and fourth career goal against Ferris State. He's now up to 4 goals, 2 assists, and 6 points in his career. And you see Lockwood down there just got bumped into by Yoder and was knocked off the puck. The puck came free right there on the goal line, and then it was a just beautiful pass across the net front, and Slaker streaking on in is able to bang it home, as Ciccolini was the one who made the primary assist, picking up that loose puck after Lockwood had been knocked off of it. And Ciccolini there, the 7th round pick of the New York Rangers, showing off some of his own NHL talent. And Michigan takes a 1-0 lead, 11 minutes to go in the first period. Bulldogs now in a bit of a hole, going to try and figure out how they're going to deal with that. Now Dakota Raby with the puck off the opening draw following that goal. Ferris State passes it around. Now they try and get it into the neutral zone, now into the offensive end, but Summers turns it aside. Morgan tries to chip it out. Now back to Summers, across to Gingell. Oh boy, right in front of Strauss-Mann. Sloppy handling of the puck. Michigan is able to clear it on out. Ferris State has to get back on sides, and they instead decide to elect for a change. Michigan will get the white shirt set on up as we approach the halfway point of the first period. Adam Wimborg sends it on in for Luke Morgan. Wimborg skating as the 13th forward in this game alongside Ciccolini, Morgan, and Raby on that fourth line. Now Michigan holds it in at the point. Summers skates around a man, now sends it into the middle, and a shot there goes off the pad of Austin Shaw. Wimborg with an opportunity. Now he parries it on deep. Luke Morgan there, he sends it on the backhand up towards the front of the net, but nobody there, and it squirts out past the blue line and into the neutral zone. Michigan will have to get back on sides. They take a change, 9:45 to go in the first period, and it's going to be a quick icing on the Wolverines. Sloppy dump and chase there, and the faceoff will come in front of Strauss-Mann.
And Will Lockwood getting aggressive early on with the shots. It's something, and one could argue it's his best quality on the offensive end. David Kramer, WCBN hockey caller, has said it before, is that Will Lockwood on offense, the thing that you think about the most is that he really just always at any time wants a goal.
Yeah. Face-off won back by Ferris State, but they were unable to keep it inside the blue line, and so it goes back out. Michigan chases the Bulldogs into the neutral zone and then sent on deep, where it'll be collected there by Jake Willits. Willits, one of those strong scoring defensemen, slotting on the second pair with Blake Evanow today. Now sent back into the offensive end for the Wolverines. They played a lot of this game in the offensive end, and that's a big reason why they're leading 1-0 despite some sloppy opportunities for Ferris State on that Michigan power play that eventually led to a goal with 5 seconds remaining in the power play. Carried on out in a long stretch pass going cross ice looking for Ethan Stewart there was the Bulldogs, but Michigan intercepts. Ferris State trailing in the shot column 10-3 as we now have 9 minutes remaining in the first period. Both teams in the midst of changes as it's sent on deep behind the net, and where things will be set back up. Blake Evanow, the freshman out of Shelby Township, Michigan, one of many players on both these rosters, but especially Ferris State, to come from the Wolverine State and here playing in the Great Lakes Invitational. Now a bad giveaway and an opportunity for the Bulldogs. Centering pass into the middle, turned aside, now a wraparound try, and that one gloved down by Cam Clark, or by man on the shot from Cam Clark, and we'll have a whistle, 8:30 to go, and a commercial timeout.
Eric Ciccolini got the primary assist in Slaker's goal. He's an interesting player for Michigan. It wasn't really talked about before he arrived in Ann Arbor and really before the draft. He's got a profile somewhat typical of late-round picks, the 7th-round pick of the Rangers. Not a whole lot of polish in his game, very raw out of the OJHL, but speed to burn. And that was a beautiful pass right across the net. And if Ciccolini can add some more polish to his game to complement his speed and have better vision to make more passes like that on a regular basis, you're looking at a future top 6 player in Mel Pearson's squad.
Yeah. Well, here at the Great Lakes Invitational, Michigan and Ferris State doing battle. Wolverines lead 1-0. Michigan Tech down to MSU 4-2 in the early game. That one was 2-2 until about 5 minutes to go when Michigan Tech scored a goal to go up 3-2 and then got an empty netter to ice it with about a minute left in that game. So Michigan could be staring down a matchup with Michigan Tech if they can win this game. And they're off to a pretty good start. There's been some sloppiness in some ways for the Wolverines, but they have been the better team so far through 11 and a half minutes.
Yeah, they've gotten lucky. They've gotten lucky with some of the awful giveaways, including the one there right in front of Strauss. Man, that was something they really had a problem with 2 years ago on the Frozen Four team.
Yeah.
Nick Pastajov, who was then a lot less polished than he is now, had a habit of giving the puck away in some very, very dumb areas, but that's something that has resurfaced a little bit this season on offense. You see, I could argue the big reason they lost to Michigan State was giving the puck away in their own zone.
Out of the commercial timeout, 8:30 to go in the first period. Michigan 1, Ferris State nothing. Shots 10-4 in favor of the Wolverines. And in the faceoff dot, ready to go is Jason Tackett, and there is no opposing Wolverine in the faceoff circle. Now Van Wy checks on in, and they do the draw. That one just sort of pushed to the side, neither team cleanly winning it. Now it's a scrum in the Michigan corner as that faceoff was done to Straussman's left. Now carried on out, Garrett Van Wy. Nice pass up to Nolan Moyle. Let's see if Moyle can get a centering pass as he carries it into the Michigan offensive end. He was not able to do so. Now pushed down in front. Hayhurst was able to pick it up, throw it to the front of the net where Van Wy was set up. And Van Wy had an opportunity. Now a shot from the point by Luke Martin rings off the glove of Austin Shaw, the Ferris State netminder. And Michigan will retreat and get another change. Ferris State just pushes it on up, and that's kind of been the story of the game. Michigan gets extended looks in the offensive end. Ferris State pushes it out, changes, but never really gets anything extended set up in the offensive end. Luke Morgan in the fourth line now out there. Ciccolini was off sides, and all the Michigan players are going to have to get back on sides. That allows Ferris State to get set up the other way. Slicing into the zone and tripped. Going down to the ice was Brendan Rons, and we're going to have a tripping call on the Wolverines. See who it is headed to the box.
It's Adam Winborg.
It's Adam Winborg, yep. And that'll set up a power play for the Ferris State Bulldogs, trailing 1-0, 7:30 to go in the first period. And Ferris State, a pretty solid goal-scoring team this season, exactly even in the national averages, 30th out of 60 teams in goals per game. But their power play has been heating up as of late, and they have a great opportunity here to answer Michigan's power play goal with a power play goal of their own. 7:30 to go in the first period. 1-0 Wolverines on top. And doing the opening draw of that power play was Jason Tackett. He wins it back to Nate Callan. Callan pushes it down low, now pushed along the boards by Zach Yoder, and they really go heavy with the defense on these power plays. Sending it across was Jake Willits, but that one pushed skillfully back out into the neutral zone, now picked up by Willits. He skates on in with it, leaves it behind for Zach Yoder. Yoder skates down towards the red line, now pushes it back out to the top. Nate Callan, they've got 3 defensemen playing on this power play unit, which is very, very unusual in both NCAA hockey and hockey writ large. Michigan able to clear it on out, and they send it deep. Austin Shaw, the netminder, holds it and leaves it behind. Now out they come the other way. Nate Callan skates past his own blue line, leaves it behind for Jake Willits. Willits across the Michigan blue line down the right wing side, bounces it off the boards and sends it alongside the other way. Marshall Moyes, who was the NCAA's first star of the week a couple weeks ago for a 4-goal outing against Lake Superior State, is able to force a face-off as man holds on, and will have an offensive zone draw for the Bulldogs. 1:03 to go in the power play, 6:32 to go in period 1. 1-0 Wolverines on top.
Well, at risk of the announcer's jinx, while Michigan's power play this season has been gratuitous, their penalty kill has largely been the opposite. They've really been outstanding, and you think back to particularly the first leg of the weekend against Penn State, where Michigan's penalty kill really just won them the game with a shorthanded goal and as well as 4 other key stops in the third period.
Liam McDougall kicked out of the faceoff circle, and Jake Transit comes in to take it, and he is able to skillfully win it back, and they get to the point. Cam Clark passing it across, now sends it down low, and a great opportunity for Marshall Moyes. A beautiful shot that is blocked aside. Getting down low to push that one away was Jack Summers. And so now setting up with 45 seconds remaining in the power play. Outcome Ferris State. Now across the line is Cam Clark. He's listed as a forward defenseman hybrid skating as more or less both the 13th forward and the 7th defenseman for this Ferris State squad. His pass sloppy, pushed back out of the zone. Ferris State will have to get back on sides. 30 seconds left in the power play. Nice physical check there from Griffin Luce, but now a bad bounce, and Ferris State's got an opportunity. Marshall Moyes takes a shot. That one deflects off a stick up and out of play into the netting, and the faceoff will come back out into the neutral zone. As they say, it went off of a Ferris State skater. No, it'll stay, I don't know, there's two referees in different spots, and it is going to come in the Michigan end, which is what I was thinking, but the referees had skated out to the neutral zone, and now they retreat back into the Michigan end. So another offensive zone draw for the Bulldogs. 19 seconds left in the power play, and that one tied up to Straussman's right, and Michigan able to corral it, but Blankenberg is chased from behind. Two Bulldogs converge. Michigan able to get to it and clear it on out to the neutral zone. Chasing after it there was Jimmy Lambert. Tipped away and now back to Ferris State. Now they've got an opportunity as Michigan is back to full strength. Streaking on in and taking a shot from the wing was Ethan Stewart. Pushed aside by the right shoulder of Straussman. Now it goes into the Michigan corner. Jake Slaker to it, gave it away though, and another opportunity for Ferris State. Dom Lutz swings it along the boards as it'll come close to Zach Yoder at the top point, but able to push it back down first was Ethan Stewart. Now along those boards, Michigan's just desperately trying to get it out as they want to get a change with this power play for Ferris State finally having expired, and they are able to do so. Bulldogs relent, and Michigan chips it down the length of the ice. No icing. Austin Shaw comes out to play it behind his own net, bumps it along the boards, coming over quickly to it, and a nice poke check there from Connor Fedoruk to prevent an opportunity for Michigan, but then a sloppy giveaway. Wolverines carry it in on sides of the offensive end. Passage-off pass to the middle. Jack Becker, a shot goes wide of the net. Now over to the other passage-off. Mike on the right wing side, pushed back along and pinned now into the corner. Jack Becker and Nick Pastajov there. Bounced around. Mike Pastajov goes after it. Now Keaton Pearson, the freshman defenseman from Minnesota, pinches up. Not able to hold it in, though, and out comes Ferris State the other way. They're going to need a change, and skating well into the offensive end there. And an opportunity for Brendan Rons, but the Bulldogs didn't have the support to give him any help to create a second chance opportunity. Michigan picks it up, sends it down the length into the glove of Austin Shaw, and with a couple Wolverines bearing down on him, he holds on for a whistle. 4:08 remaining in the first period. 1-0 Michigan on top.
And Michigan's pressure in the neutral zone still working very well. You look at Ferris State also giving some sloppy, giving the puck away in sloppy areas of their own, as really countering Michigan in that sense, and really, both coaches are going to have a lot to say to their teams about their passing and their puck movement in the intermission.
Well, another commercial timeout with 4:08 to go. Michigan 1, Ferris State 0. Shots now 11-5, or they're going to actually upgrade it 11-6 in favor of the Wolverines. This crowd here at Little Caesars Arena, not close to capacity. I would say probably around 40% right now,
if that.
It was a little bit fuller for the earlier game between Michigan Tech and Michigan State. The Husky fans from the UP always travel very well, and you have to think if Michigan were to play Michigan Tech tomorrow in a final, that could be decently well attended.
And it'd be something interesting to watch. You'd see if Ferris State's able to come back and win this game, you see another third-place matchup with Michigan State like what happened last year.
Yeah.
And that that game was kind of okay attended, but the final between Lake State and Michigan Tech had a much higher attendance.
4:08 to go in the first period. Michigan 1, Ferris State 0, and Michigan's just trying to close out this first period well, leading in shots 11-6, and they have had control of this game. 1-for-1 on the power play is Michigan. 0-for-1 is Ferris State in the semifinals, the Great Lakes Invitational, the 2019 edition of this tournament. Been going on for over 50 years. Wolverines have won 17 Great Lakes Invitational titles, the most of any team. Obviously, they have the advantage of getting to play in it every year as opposed to Ferris State, who has to be rotated in on a year-to-year basis. Michigan not able to win that offensive draw, and Ferris State carries it out the other way. Nice offensive zone rush. Here they come, and a shot goes in on man. Big, juicy rebound, bounces up in the air. Bulldogs able to get to it, and they take a quick shot that goes wide of the net. Blake Evanow sends it deep. Griffin Luce banks it off the boards. It rims around and out of play, and it went off of Loose's stick last, and so the faceoff will stay in the Michigan end. 3:46 to go in the first period.
And Michigan getting a little lucky that the rebound didn't come back to hurt them. Strauss-Mann has made unbelievable strides from last season to this season. Really is one of the best goalies in the country now. That one last step he needs to take is his rebound control. They lost the second leg against Ohio State on an odd man rush. Strauss-Mann saved the first shot, but gave up an easy rebound for the trailer to come and put away the game-winning goal.
3:46 remaining in the first period, and Michigan loses that draw, but they're able to get to it first as Morgan carries it out. Now Van Wy over to Hayhurst, this third line for Michigan. Hayhurst throws on the brakes, gives it to Blankenberg at the top, over to Luce on the left side, and his pass to the middle, and a shot deflected in on Shaw, and he saves it with the pad and the glove right in front of the red line, and we'll have a whistle.
And Michigan has struggled all season really getting the puck in right in front of the goalie's crease, but that's a good move right there. Griffin Luce all the way into Van Wy. Van Wy has now missed 2 chances right from that zone, which is a little frustrating from a Michigan perspective because those you figure are the highest percentage chances, but the counter is that more often than not, Michigan just hasn't even been able to create chances in that section of the ice, and they've already created a couple today.
1-0 Michigan on top, 3:30 to go. Michigan wins the draw, and they get it out to the top. Summers took a shot wide and now pushed around. Actually, that was Luke Martin. Now back to him. Martin across to Gingell at the left point. Gingell's shot blocked right back to him, and down, I believe, is Justin McKellian, and they're going to have to blow the whistle with an injured player, and he is hurt. Face down on the ice. Now he's up on all fours, but just crawling and now back down onto the ice.
And that's a good whistle by the referee. McKellian down. Sometimes if a player takes a hard hit and they're hurt, they'll stay down for an extra second longer or so, then they'll get up and continue playing. And it looked like for a second that McKellian was going to do just that, but he has stayed down, and it's fair to question, is he going to be able to even skate off the ice?
Yeah, I don't know. He's been down. He was laying prone for a while. Now he's back up onto all fours. The trainer for Ferris State had to be escorted onto the ice by the referee as he is not wearing skates. And now they do have McKellian up onto his skates, but he is mostly just being helped right now between the trainer on his left and the captain, Nate Callan. Now he's just being helped by the trainer, so probably just severely shaken up, but I would really wonder if he is able to come back into this game at any point. If not, it would fall to Cam Clark, who has been both the 7th defenseman and the 13th forward, to fill that spot. On the top line with Jake Transit and Liam McDougall, McKellian would be a tough loss for this Ferris State team. Now draw one. Gingell takes a shot through traffic, deflected off a skate. Now skating around with it is Jake Hayhurst. He takes a shot, deflected the other way. Gingell's going to come up with it through the circle, through a pass, through the crease, looking for Van Wy on the back door. Couldn't find him, but a nice opportunity there from a defenseman who hasn't played a whole lot this season for Michigan to create something off an offensive zone draw win. Nolan Moyle down in the zone banging away. Van Wy there to help him out as well, still with Hayhurst out there. This Michigan third line's been out there for some time, and they continue to just scrum away at it alongside the Ferris State third line. Brendan McLaren finally able to push it out. Now Michigan carries it just past the blue line. That shot, though, turned aside, and now a breakaway up through the middle. Marshall Moyes in on net. Saved by Strauss-Mann, and a breakaway is turned aside for the second time this period by the Michigan netminder, and a huge save on Marshall Moyes, Ferris State's most dangerous scorer. And now the Wolverines are able to get it back into the neutral zone, and what a pass to set that up from Joe Rutkowski, the senior defenseman, to find Moyes streaking on in. Now Michigan will come in the other direction. Slaker pushes it down behind the net, picked up there by Cam Clark. Clark holds it alongside the left boards, now pushed up to the top and then squirting out into the neutral zone. Dallas Tulik leads the rush the other way. The red shirts come on into the offensive end, skating around. Moyes takes a shot, deflected aside. Man didn't see it for a second, and now the puck is out to the neutral zone. Good physical check there from Blake Evan now to repel a potential breakaway from Mike Passagov as the puck had bounced into the neutral zone. Now picked up right there by Zach Yoder. He sends it deep in a dump and chase attempt. Chasing in after it is the first line centerman, Liam McDougall, down behind Strauss-Mann along the boards. Kicked back into the neutral zone and picked up by the Ferris State Bulldogs. Skating around with it is Jake Willits, freshman leading scorer on defense there for the Bulldogs. Sends it deep. Summers, the first one to it for the Wolverines, and now a huge high hop into the middle and a potential breakaway opportunity for Jack Becker. Puck comes to him from the right circle. He takes a shot that just goes wide of the net, squirting through the crease and past Austin Shaw. Both teams get changes, and now there's 1 minute remaining in the first period. Pastujov tips that one deep back into the Michigan offensive end. Ferris State scoops it up. Shots now 12-9 in favor of the Bulldogs. Michigan 1-0 in the contest. Ferris State comes on in with it. They try to set it up into the corner, bouncing around there down below, and now picked up by the Wolverines. Nolan Moyle skates out with it, tries to hand it off to Blankenberg, now up against the boards, and a big hard check right in front of the Michigan bench as there's some grabbing both ways between Blankenberg and Jake Transit. Now back down low, 25 seconds remaining. We'll see if Michigan has enough time for one last rush, as holding it behind his own net is Griffin Luce. Vision obscured right in front by Strauss-Mann, and he looks to the right and left, and now he's just holding it there. The Ferris State fans booing as the senior defenseman from Williamsville, New York, gets it up. Now Van Wyen, a pass across the shot off the crossbar over to the top. Luce has a shot, but that will end the period, and Michigan, after all that holding down behind the net by Griffin Luce, is able to create a shot that went off the pipe. And we will go to the first intermission with the score: Michigan 1, Ferris State 0.
And some extracurricular activity there between Transit and Blankenberg. Still some residual bitterness from that hit. But that's one of those how does that not go in moments. And want to go back to a chance that Ferris had a minute ago or so. Jason Tackett was in great position inside the net, but Will Lockwood, outstanding defensive effort from the right winger, playing on the opposite side, standing right at Strauss-Mann's left pipe, and really forcing Tackett right off the chance point. That was outstanding defensive work by Michigan off the puck in general. That's one example of that. And Michigan made a lot of mistakes in this period. And of course, Michigan fans are going to have a lot of bad memories the last few seasons of teams getting caught in situations like they have at line changes, ends of power plays, where other teams have basically been gift-wrapped chances. But Michigan's ridden that luck and goes into the intermission with a lead.
Well, it'll be about 15 minutes until the second intermission, and until the second period begins here at the first intermission, and we will be back then.
Hello and welcome back to WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan hockey here at Little Caesars Arena in the Great Lakes Invitational. My name is Nick Hornberg. Alongside me for this period, Amir Bektis, as Alex Drain will be back for the third period. Amir, sloppy play on both sides in the first period, but Michigan going into the intermission and with a 1-goal lead off of a pass right across Austin Shaw's net from Jake Slaker.
Yeah, if you're just tuning in and you hear, oh, Michigan's up 1-0, the scoreline is misleading. Michigan's really lucky that they're not down 3-0. They had multiple turnovers in their own zone, and Strauss-Mann just came up huge to hold these Wolverines in this game.
And Strauss-Mann, 9 saves already. Michigan does have the shot advantage, 13-9, as the Wolverines walking back out onto the ice. Ferris State still yet to show themselves in the hallway, as the two teams switching sides between periods, of course.
Yeah, I'd expect Ferris State to come out a little more aggressive this period. I'm sure the coaches were on them for those missed opportunities. The Michigan was basically giving it to them and saying, hey, go take a shot on us, but they just couldn't capitalize.
And no injury update yet for Justin McCallion, the top-line right winger for Ferris State. Went down with an injury late in the period and wasn't really limping hard, but really was favoring his left shoulder. So it'll be interesting to see if he's able to come back into the game. I don't see him.
It looked like he just took a shot to the ankle, knee area, and those are just those type of injuries that you're like, and they hurt, but you try to skate on them, but you don't want to risk it too much this early in the season.
You know, it's contact like that are giant games of chance. Sometimes it's nothing. Other times it will hold you out for 10 games. And actually, McCallion is back out there on the ice. He's okay as the opening faceoff won by Michigan. Nick Blankenberg going to play a quick puck across to Lambert and has it taken away by Joe Rakowski. And now a break opportunity for Ferris. McCallion, the shot, saved by Mann. And Will Lockwood going to try and take it up. He gets it into Lambert, and a bit of a battle in the neutral zone. Lockwood's able to come away with it, but forced back. Michigan is going to have to reset on offense. And Lockwood takes it all the way through the neutral zone himself. Great move out to the left. Lockwood's trying to come in, and the net comes off the moorings. Lockwood tried to just walk the puck straight up to Shaw, and he did, but wasn't directed toward the net, and Shaw was forced back and knocked the net off.
Yeah, like I was just saying, though, like Ferris coming out more aggressive this period. Looks like Mel Pearson was on his boys as well to clean up those sloppy plays and just get early goals right now.
As both teams are going to change, as the faceoff circle to the right, or the faceoff in the circle to the right of Austin Shaw. Looks like it's Brendan McLaren will take the faceoff for Ferris State. Garrett Van Wy for Michigan in the faceoff circle. And both teams putting their third lines out there. The drop is won by Van Wy as Hayhurst plays it back to Gingell, tries to play it back into Hayhurst, but Ferris State's going to be able to get it clear. And at first it looked half-hearted, but now a real forecheck opportunity, but Michigan able to recover as Dom Lutz nearly getting in there. And Moyle streaking down the right side. Moyle's going to take it all the way around, and fans on a pass now tries to get it all the way back out to Martin. After a deflection, he's able to hold it in, and attempted deflection by Van Wy is saved by Shaw. And Ferris State's going to get it clear. Now Ferris State looks like they're going to try and pursue as Dallas Tulik took it in, but Michigan able to recover behind the net. Now Jimmy Lambert's going to move up the right side. Pastajov able to get it to Jacob Hayhurst. Now Michigan has an opportunity to push, and Hayhurst a shot blocked by Zach Yoder. And now Moyle behind the net loses it and is just going to go out for a change as Pearson plays it all the way along. Summers tries to play it in, but nobody's home. And now Ferris State gets it clear, but Michigan is going to be able to recover. Summers is forechecked by Ethan Stewart. Nick Pastajov takes it in the neutral zone, tries to play it up to Becker, but good defensive play there by Dom Lutz. But Pearson recovers it, gets it to Summers on the left side. Summers enters the neutral zone, plays it to Morgan at the corner of the zone. Actually, that was Michael Pastajov. Michigan recovering in the neutral zone. Becker gets in, holds onside. Now Michael Pastajov throws it right at Austin Shaw, and he saves it. Ferris State going to have an opportunity to push up now, but Summers takes it away in the neutral zone and plays it back to Keaton Pearson. Keaton Pearson, former Michigan Tech commit to Mel Pearson for a long time before ultimately ended up playing for Mel Pearson in Ann Arbor.
Yeah, Mel Pearson's brought in some really good recruits down here in Ann Arbor.
And Ferris State actually having some sustained possession for a moment here, as now Kowalski with the shot saved by Strauss-Mann. And is State going to be able to hold it? Yes, they will, as they almost got another shot there, but Dakota Raby gets it clear, and that is actually not going to be an icing, as Ferris State looking to try and establish a little bit of control, but Michigan's forecheck very active, and puck put up in the neutral zone by Luke Morgan, but Ferris State is going to recover, and Liam McDougall spins it around, and ultimately a rush in, and Griffin Luce goes down. He's hurt. Not sure what it was. He may have taken a puck off the thigh.
The puck might actually be with him, because the puck's nowhere to be seen.
Exactly. I can't see the puck. It's hard to see as Michigan's trainer comes running out onto the ice. Griffin Luce on one knee now. Really hard to see what happened. His stick is also nowhere to be found.
It kind of looked like just the puck popped up and it probably just went under his jersey where there's the gap in the padding.
The trainer comes down. Griffin Luce still on one knee. Really hard to see as Jake Transit was pushing in. Luce had good position. As you said, the puck may have just popped up and found a lucky gap. And Luce is up, and actually, Amir, you may have nailed it. As Luce is on his feet.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate to take a hit like that, but he's skating off the ice. I'm sure he'll be back.
Griffin Luce, the senior alternate captain in his final season in Ann Arbor, and looks like Luce isn't even going to go to the locker room. He's just going to take a seat on the bench.
Yeah, the puck definitely just popped up and got him where he's unprotected.
As a bit of confusion there as Michigan exchanges forwards. It's going to be Luke Morgan versus Jason Tackett in the face-off circle. Right to Strauss-Mann's left, and it's going to be won by the Bulldogs. And Evano tries to play it in, and now Tackett underneath, and good tip away by Martin, but Ferris State is going to recover, at least for the moment. Gingell is going to go off against Tulik for the puck, and that gets out into the neutral zone, and that goes out of play, hits Will Lockwood on the bench.
The puck was just trying to find Lucy again.
Griffin Luce smart, though, hiding behind the front row of players on the front of the board. As both teams are going to change forwards again. This time, Michigan's top line back out there with Lambert, Slaker, and Lockwood. The face-off right at center ice between McDougall and Lambert, and it's going to be won by Jimmy Lambert as Luke Martin's going to play it to Jake Gingell. Gingell tries to get it to Slaker. Slaker got a deflection, so no icing as it goes behind Austin Shaw's net.
So the next couple of minutes for both sides are going to be super crucial because nobody's really set their presence here at Little Caesars Arena. The Red Wings got a couple of good chances and finished on just a really good play. And then Ferris State has just been struggling to capitalize on the turnovers. So next couple of minutes will be interesting for both sides.
Another face-off win at center ice, won by Jimmy Lambert. As Michigan getting into their own zone, but no possession established. Luke Martin's just going to play it in, but Lambert was offside. As Michigan's not going to be able to get a change as Ferris pushing quickly. McDougall tries to split three defenders, but good play by Jake Gingell. And still some confusion. Ferris State comes up with the puck in their own zone. They're going to string it along the boards. Now Tulik. Actually, that's McCallion. McCallion behind, marked by Van Wy. That was Gingell. Great effort by Gingell to force McCallion away from the net. Ferris State still got the puck, though, as Transit going to go with the shot and right off the skate of Will Lockwood. And Slaker is going to try and clear it, but Ferris State's going to hold, at least for the moment. And Slaker gets bodied off by Transit. But Luke Martin is going to carry the puck off as Ferris State's going to change. As Michigan's going to try and move up. Will Lockwood in the neutral zone. And now Lockwood plays it ahead, and looks like Michigan's just going to change instead of pursuing the puck. Now here comes the forecheck. Van Wy marks the pass all the way across, and that's going to be an icing.
So Ferris State's been struggling to get quality shots on net, so instead they're countering with hard hits, really hard hits to put Michigan on their heels.
As the faceoff will be in the Ferris State zone to Austin Shaw's left. going to be Nick Pastajov versus Brendan McLaren. This one won by McLaren. And puck played across the boards. Michigan going to be able to hold it in? Yes, they will, as Van Wy, actually, it was Michael Pastajov. Great play to string it along. Now Nick Pastajov plays it back out to Keaton Pearson at the blue line. Pearson tries to throw it at the net, but now it's deflected, and Dom Lutz is going to have a rush opportunity. Great back check by Jack Summers, keeping it away, but Ferris State's forecheck very active now. And now they're going to go for a quick change as Michigan going to try and build possession. Summers plays it all the way across the neutral zone, tipped into the Ferris State zone by Nick Pastajov. No icing, and Michigan's going to play for the puck. Michael Pastajov tries to string it around, and right in front of the net, Nick Pastajov takes it away, but Ferris State gets the puck out into the neutral zone. Another good back check by Jack Becker, denying a rush. Blankenberg's going to play it all the way behind. Now Griffin Luce back out on the ice for the first time since getting shaken up a little bit. Blankenberg comes in on the right. The shot saved by Scott, deflected wide, and that's going to go out of play.
So going back a couple of plays ago, that was just a great play by Summers right there because it was one-on-one with the goalie, and I'm sure Ferris would have capitalized on that one. They're going to want it back, but great defensive play by Summers.
As I think we have a Michigan State fan received the puck as it went out of play. And there's actually going to be a TV timeout as the ice is scraped.
Quite a bit of snow coming off the ice.
It's been a physical game so far through about a period and a quarter. 14:29 left in the second period. Michigan with a 1-0 lead as the graphic pops up. Red Wings in the GLI, a pair of former Wolverines, now Detroit Red Wings, Luke Glendenning and Dylan Larkin. Of course, Glendenning played all 4 seasons in Ann Arbor. Dylan Larkin only played 1, but special season it was. 47 points for the freshman from Waterford, who then immediately signed with the Red Wings and appears to be on track to be the future Detroit Red Wings captain. As the highlight of Jake Slaker's goal also comes up on the video board.
Yeah, going back to Slater's goal, it was just great find. Honestly, unmarked man, open shot on net, and if you're Slaker, you have to finish that. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You have to finish those opportunities. And going back to Michigan's past few games, when they beat Penn State 4-1, it doesn't seem like the same team's out on the ice right now. It looks like this team plays to the level of their opponent. Yes, Ferris State isn't in the big conference, but right now they're just playing down to their opponent.
And Michigan so far really feeling the losses of Cam York or the absences of Cam York and Johnny Beecher to an extent, as the faceoff won by Morgan. Blankenberg going to try and play it all the way around, tries to play it in for Van Wy, but unsuccessful, unfortunately, as Blankenberg tries to play it back. Hayhurst comes behind the net, and now an attempted wraparound by Van Wy, all forced to play it back to Nick Blankenberg at the corner, and Blankenberg is just going to throw it in as a bit of a fight for the puck there. Van Wy lets the puck get under his stick, but Ferris State's going to try and build possession, and now they're just going to clear it in the neutral zone. Good catch by Griffin Luce, keeping it in the neutral zone, denying a rush opportunity. Martin is just going to throw it into the zone, and Luke Martin's going to chase after it. And still unsure who's going to come up with it. Ferris State will, as now Ferris State trying to build possession, but good takeaway by Luke Morgan. He's going to string it across the boards. Michigan's going to change, but now Ferris State in the neutral zone. Are they going to be able to enter the Wolverine zone? No. Good play by first Winborg, then Luke Martin, as a hard hit by Ciccolini, sending Blake Evano into the board, and a bit of a scrum in front. Austin Shaw lost position for a second. Winborg going to be able to play it out to Luke Martin in space. Martin throws it at the net, and Winborg not able to deflect it in. Now Gingell throws it at the net, and Ciccolini tried to deflect, but ultimately wasn't able to get a lot on it, and a weak shot slides nicely to Austin Shaw.
Yeah, Ferris State is really lucky right there. You had 3 Wolverines in front of the net, and they could not finish. Tough one right there.
And the faceoff will be in the circle to Austin Shaw's right. It will be Nick Pastajov versus Brandon McLaren. And the faceoff won by Pastajov. And Becker tries to go for the quick shot, but completely fans on it. Ferris State's going to have an opportunity to rush, but a couple players falling down there as Michigan is going to have some breathing room. Now Nick Pastajov takes a great diagonal pass, And he's going to try and play it behind. Now Becker's got it behind the board. Becker's going to try and play a wraparound. Now Pastajov's got it. It's going to fall to Martin. Now Nick Pastajov loses the puck for a second, forced to play it back to Martin off the board. Martin moves to the point. And Gingell tries to throw it in, but taken away by Connor Fedorik. Now Fedorik's going to try and take it himself through the neutral zone. He goes down. Pastajov's stick is there. No penalty called, though.
Yeah, interesting no call right there. It looked like a penalty was about to be drawn up.
Possible trip there is both players going to the ice, and the puck's still not in anybody's possession. Now Gingell comes away with it. Now Luke Martin on the right side is going to enter the neutral zone, gives it to Becker. Becker just going to dump it into the Ferris State zone as Michigan's going to change forwards. Jimmy Lambert out there quickly, though, as Ferris State's going to try and play it up, but intercepted by Will Lockwood. Lockwood holds it in his own zone. Going to try and play it up. Lockwood skates through the neutral zone, now in on the right side of the Ferris State zone, and Lockwood has it taken away. Great stick check by Zach Yoder. But the puck played along the boards. Summers battling with Brendan Rons Hunter went with it, but Ferris State rush opportunity denied. Great back check by Slaker. Lost his stick for a moment, but Michigan going to recover. And quick diagonal pass into the neutral zone. Lockwood's got some space. Lockwood wants the shot. Going to maintain possession, tries to play it around, but nobody's home. And Slaker going to string it up behind the net as Keaton Pearson's going to try and play it up. Good catch there by Slaker for putting it down at his stick. And then Michigan makes a mess of things. Bad pass by Keaton Pearson. Ferris State's going to have an opportunity, but looks like they're just going to dump it in and change lines. Jason Tackett still out there on the forecheck. Lambert clears it out of the zone. As the whistle blows, I'm not sure if they
delayed penalty is what it looks like.
No box open, actually. Yes, the penalty box is open. I'm not sure who's going in. That's Will Lockwood's going to go in. Tackett was holding his hand for a minute, which makes you think that Will Lockwood may have gotten a little too close and committed a slashing penalty.
Either slashing or boarding, but it looks like they're going to review it.
A review means that means that it may be a review of boarding. Will Lockwood may be in danger of getting disqualified.
Might have a similar play to Ohio State, the targeting. It didn't look too bad.
And Lockwood stepping out of the penalty box as two refs are going to look at it. They're not showing it on the video board. Worth noting, on day 2 of the Great Lakes Invitational last season, each game featured one game misconduct. Michigan State, I believe it was Sam Saliba, a bad boarding on Jake Slaker. Actually, no, it was a hit to Jake Slaker's head that sent him out, and then Lake Superior State had a player ejected in a similar case. Unfortunately, they're not showing what they're reviewing on the video board, so I'm just guessing that it's a review for a potential game misconduct, but I do not know.
Yeah, and they're taking their time to review it, so you want to make sure you get it right. If you're going to take the time to review it, make sure you get it right. We don't want to disqualify a great player for just a miscommunication with the referee.
There's really only 3 causes for an ejection in college hockey: a hit to the head, a severe boarding, or fisticuffs. Mm-hmm. We know Lockwood didn't commit fisticuffs. And actually, Lockwood is still in the penalty box, so looks like he's not going to receive a game misconduct. It's going to be a garden variety penalty. Michigan's penalty kill going to have to go to work. Lockwood, a player that does feature on the penalty kill. It'll be interesting to see how they respond here. It's going to be Garrett Van Wy versus Liam McDougall in the faceoff circle. And
yeah, Michigan's really struggling right now to get in the offense going. The only success they've had is just dumping it into the zone and then just hoping for something.
McDougall's waved out, and Van Wy's going to take the faceoff. Michigan's going to get it out of the zone. They're going to have a 3-on-2 rush. Moyle to Blankenberg. Blankenberg, great stick check from behind by Marshall Moyes. And Blankenberg's just going to throw it across after a short battle in the neutral zone. But Michigan using a forecheck on this penalty kill. And
so Lockwood, as the PA announcer just said, Lockwood in the box for a hit to the head. So you were right there, Nick, the review to see if he was going to get ejected from this game or not.
As the skate behind by Nate Callan. And the shot as Marshall Moyes tried to take the deflection and ultimately just took the puck off his stick and launched it right up and out of play.
Just unfortunate. You want it to hit on the other side of the stick, and it just gets picked up on the other side and goes out of play.
And Marshall Moyes may have hurt himself as he's up in the hallway getting looked at. I think it's something in his knee. As minute 20 left in the Ferris State power play, it's going to be Tackett versus Nick Pastajov. Another face-off win on the penalty kill by Michigan. Martin's going to hit the puck hard, but a great hold by Jake Willits. But whistle will blow. I'm not sure why not sure why the whistle blew.
It's coming out of the blue line, so probably an offsides.
They were never even, I don't think they were ever out of the zone, which makes it strange. Either way, it's going to be Luke Morgan versus Tackett, and the faceoff won by Tackett, but shot right back into the Ferris State zone.
That's huge. Michigan winning the last 2 faceoffs in this penalty kill.
As 60 seconds remaining in the Ferris State power play now, as Blake Evano going to string it along the back right to Jason Tackett. And Martin able to get control of it, and Michigan's going to get it clear. Dakota Raby's going to have a rush opportunity, but no, he can't control the puck. And a good back check by Jake Willits. But Raby still has the puck in the zone, but it's going to fall back into the neutral zone, and now Ferris State's going to be able to build possession with the man advantage again. 40 seconds left, and Jake Willits all on his own. Good back check by Griffin Luce, and Dakota Raby with the stick check again. Is Raby going to be able to kick it out himself? No, but Morgan on hand with the backhand escape pass all the way back out to Austin Shaw. 20 seconds left in the power play now. Ferris State moving up as Evano is going to leave it for Connor Fedorik. Fedorik skates in on the left side and put right in the boards by Blankenberg.
Great hit.
Luce is going to play it on to Winborg. Michigan realistically only needs one more clearance, and they get it. Michigan has killed off another penalty.
That was a hard hit by Blankenberg, but textbook. Legal hit.
Lockwood back out on the ice. And deflected pass off of Lambert. Going to come straight to Lockwood. Lockwood's going to play it behind Strauss-Mann's net. Now Jack Summers going to play it along the right side. Summers gets it back to Pearson. Pearson right to Winborg up into the neutral zone. Winborg's going to take it into the Ferris State zone. Lockwood comes in behind him. Winborg able to come away with it after a scrum with the puck, but now Fedorik is right on top of it. And a bit of a half-hearted battle with Winborg for it. Lockwood in there as well. And Lockwood getting pinballed around between 2 Bulldog defenders. Now Lockwood comes in with a late hit. And Lockwood looks like he's going to come away with it. Is he going to be able to establish possession? Yes, he will. Take it back out to Summers. Summers just throws it in and no deflection, but Becker plays the wraparound, and the puck is still loose. And Ferris State's going to come away with it. Possible rush opportunity? No, it looks like the Bulldogs are going to change lines. But brought all the way in by Ethan Stewart, as now the puck goes into the Ferris State zone as Michigan changes lines as well. Ferris State playing a quick puck, trying to catch Michigan sleeping, but good awareness by Strauss-Mann. But Ferris State's forecheck still active. Martin tries to play it along to Becker, and good hold there by Joe Rakowski, but breakaway opportunity here for Nick Pastajov. Jack Becker's trailing. Pastajov to Becker, and the shot saved by Austin Shaw. It looked like Becker fell down, wasn't really able to get the shot he wanted as the puck is going to go up and deflect out of play.
Has Shaw been busy this game or what?
He's got some work.
This period hasn't been that energetic. Nobody's really set their presence, but Shaw is, if Ferris State gets back into this game, Shaw will be the key. Because Michigan, when they get shots, it's on net, but they're not just quality shots. They're looking more for a deflection because they're really struggling to get their offense going.
As Nick Pastajov had the break opportunity all by himself on the left side. Great puck into Jack Becker. Becker looked like he lost his footing a little bit, got a bit of a weak shot off. But it was still a save that Austin Shaw had to make. And as the scoreboard updated, Michigan now has 18 shots on the game to Ferris State's 11.
So the way this game has been flowing from what I'm seeing is there's 2 possible outcomes. Ferris State gets back in this game, and it's going to be a 2-1 victory, or Michigan's going to win 3-0. Because that's the way the Wolverines play, is they're a slow team, but once they start scoring, everything's flowing. They start hitting on all cylinders. If they can't score, they're in for a long night.
As they're trying to unscramble the names of Red Wing players who have played at teams that are currently in the GLI this season.
How are the Red Wings doing this year?
Not great. It could be better. Could be better.
It's okay. They'll get that high draft pick, bring in.
Alexis Lafreniere will look great in red. That is all I am saying.
How long has it been since a player's just gone straight into the Red Wings right away? Their draft picks not going down to like the AHL.
Almost never. I can't think of an instance because they're usually not picking so high.
Yeah, 25 years going to the playoffs and no playoff games here in Little Caesars.
Philip Zadina played a few games in the NHL last year in his rookie year, but mostly was a Grand Rapids player. As they face off won by Ferris State as Jake Transit tries to string it behind Strauss-Mann's net, and Blankenberg trying to get on hand and control it, but bit of a fight, but Blankenberg still able to come away with it. And Hayhurst, great skating move by Jake Hayhurst. Now Griffin Luce skates through the neutral zone. Hayhurst enters the Ferris State zone. Hayhurst, the shot saved by Shaw. It actually may have been deflected.
Yeah, it looked like a deflection.
Hard to say as Blankenberg backs it into the neutral zone, tries to play it off the board to himself. Transit is going to have a run at Strauss-Mann, and the shot saved. Hayhurst going down, tries to get the puck away from him, but Ferris State may have an opportunity. Two Michigan players taken out of the play. The shot high, but Ferris State putting some pressure on, and another fan pass by Hayhurst, and another shot, and this time deflected by Moyle as Jacob Hayhurst is just going to skate through the neutral zone. Possible rush opportunity if they pursue it. Moyle, the shot, and high over Austin Shaw's net. And Summers comes on as the puck gets put into the neutral zone, and Garrett Van Wise just going to try and dump and chase as Michigan changes forwards.
That was Ferris State's greatest opportunity this game to get on the scoreboard. You took two players out, and it was 3v2 in front of the net.
And the puck thrown into the Michigan zone, and Summers didn't really see the forecheck from Dallas Tulik, but Michigan able to recover, but it's going to hit off the boards as Keaton Pearson let it go under his stick, and Pearson gives it away, but it's still in the neutral zone. Ferris State hasn't been able to have very many clean zone entries this game, and Lockwood goes down, but he's able to put it behind the net of Austin Shaw. It strings all the way around, and Summers going to get it to Lockwood. Lockwood's got a shot, and it's blocked. As now Rakowski going to try and play all the way up for Ferris State, and he tries to forecheck Summers, but Summers gets it away from his own feet as Pearson going to play a diagonal pass. Slaker is all alone. Slaker, the shot, scores! Jake Slaker's got two. Michigan's up two.
Just a great play there by the Wolverines. I don't know who got the assist, but it just started from their own blue line, and Slaker just snuck in there and was him against the goalie. And when you have those type of shots, you really just got to finish.
Jake Slaker has had two easy chances in this game, and he's converted both of them. As a great diagonal pass, I believe that was from Jack Summers. Slaker comes in on Austin Shaw. Doesn't do a whole lot of fancy hand or footwork with it, just kind of moves on to his left side and slats it right past him as the faceoff put deep into the Ferris State zone. Jake Slaker's fifth goal of the season, second tonight. Gingell tries to play it up to Morgan. Did Morgan get a deflection? Yes, he did. No icing called.
It'll be interesting to see how Ferris State comes back right now. The next 5 minutes, I expect Michigan to have just a very aggressive offense to get that third and dominating goal.
Stewart just threw it at Strauss-Mann, and Strauss-Mann struggled with it a little bit, but then another block shot there. Great play by Jake Gingell. Morgan stuck behind the net, and Keaton Pearson will get the primary assist. Jack Summers the secondary. Now Gingell just going to string it all the way around as Michigan's going to change all five players. As Blankenberg holds it in the neutral zone. Now Michael Pastajov trying to play a diagonal pass to Becker, a little bit out ahead of him. Jack Becker looking to play it back to Blankenberg and gets under his stick. That's going to go all the way back into the Michigan zone. Strauss-Mann just going to leave it for Griffin Luce, who's going to play it along the backboard for Blankenberg. Blankenberg now to Becker, and great pass interception there by Jake Willits, but able to get clear and into the Ferris State zone as now Nick Pastajov is chasing. Now Ferris State trying to enter the zone, and they got it into the Michigan zone, but straight at Nick Blankenberg. Blankenberg plays it up to Becker. Becker's going to enter the Ferris State zone. Becker now to Nick Pastajov, 2-on-4. Becker's shot saved by Shaw, and Pastajov in the front of the net, and it might kick off here as Pastajov and Becker getting into it with a couple Ferris State players. I think that's Transit and McDougal. Nick Pastajov, a feisty player, but not something you see often from Jack Becker.
It's getting scrappy, and Ferris State looks like that's kind of their mentality. Is they're a scrappy team. Not everything's pretty for them on the offensive and on the defensive side. You can see it in their hitting. Like when they go in for a hit, they put you in the boards. They give you a reason.
As the Red Wings put an advert on the video board, something related to dogs, and Dylan Larkin holding a puppy. As now we have a video of Live Aid, considered to be, as Queen's 20-minute set, considered to be one of the best live sets ever played at the Wembley Stadium, as Freddie Mercury with a call and response. This, of course, portrayed very famously in the movie Bohemian Rhapsody that WCBN member and noted arrogant film major Andrew Miller didn't like for some reason or another.
Just trying to get some noise in this arena. Going back to the earlier game between Michigan Tech and Michigan State, it looked like we were in Houghton for a second. There was quite a few Huskies here.
As 4:05 left in the second period, Michigan leads Ferris State 2-0. Jake Slaker has been the difference with 2 goals for the senior from San Diego. Michigan holds the shot advantage 20-13.
The way he's playing, I would not be surprised if he gets his 3rd goal tonight.
I'd be fine with that. See the hats come down on the ice, as it will be Morgan versus Tackett in the faceoff to Shaw's left, and it will be won by Tackett. Ferris State's going to try and play it up that right side, and that's going to be a penalty on Jacob Hayhurst. Most likely interference. Actually, looks like it's going to be called on Jack Summers. As there was certainly a penalty. The referee extended their arm, and actually it will be Jacob Hayhurst. I was right the first time. Believe it's either a hook or an interference. I'm leaning hook.
Yeah, I believe it was a hook. It was clear from up here that he hooked him.
As Michigan's penalty kill, going to have to go back to work. They've done the job so far. Ferris State 0 for 2 on the power play today.
I think Ferris State's going to get a goal right here. I think they're going to turn it around and get their goal because you got 3:58 left in the second period. You're down 2-0. If you want any hope of getting back into this game, it has to start right now with a goal on this penalty. Plain and simple.
3:58 left in the second period. 2-goal lead for Michigan. A hard mountain for Ferris State to climb, but as you said, they do have the man advantage for the next 2 minutes. And some confusion over who's going to be out on the field. Jake Slaker was over asking clarification from the referees as to what Jacob Hayhurst did. To me, it was pretty apparent.
Yeah. There's nothing to argue about that one. You got up, you got your stick in there, and you hooked him.
It was a pretty high hook, too.
Yeah.
It was right up underneath the shoulder pad. Ferris State still standing over at their bench.
Yeah, right now you would definitely, during this review, kind of like they do in the NBA, it's just like a free timeout. You want to be drawing something up right now.
I'm not really sure what they're reviewing. That may have been what Slaker was asking about. It was a clear hook.
I think they're just reviewing to see who's it on, because first they didn't know who was going to go to the box.
To me, it looked like it was certainly Hayhurst. And now Hayhurst stand up. Hayhurst is putting his gloves on. He's back out on the ice. I'm not sure what's happening. Hayhurst is over, talking with his teammates, and
looks like it's Van Wy going
it was Van Wy. Looks like they made the missed call. To me, I don't know. It looked like Hayhurst did it to me.
It's kind of like that one meme. No, it was you. No, it was me.
The Spider-Man.
Yes. Well, the question is, who's better on the penalty kill?
Van Wy.
We'll put him back on the ice.
Van Wy was ready to take the face-off, but then they put him in the box. Nick Pastajov, they had to substitute a center out there. Nick Pastajov is going to take it. He's out there with Summers, Martin, and Raby. Pastajov takes the face-off. Raby's going to have an opportunity to clear it diagonally. Has to stick handle, though, and almost a giveaway there. Nick Pastajov does what he could, just flails at it, but Ferris State able to hold for the time being. And another hold by Jake Willits. And now an opportunity for Ferris State to hold the puck for a little bit. Willits to Evano. Evano out to Callan. And now the shot from Evano is wide. And now the shot in close from Tackett, saved by Strauss-Mann. Willits gets it away, and now Summers going to have an opportunity to clear it, and he just throws it. No nonsense there. Michigan making it a bit scarier than they needed to, but
how big has Strauss-Mann been not just this game, but this year? Like, he's been the backbone for these Wolverines.
One could argue Strauss-Mann is now a top 10 goalie in the country, as the charge from Callan, another save from Strauss-Mann, and Luke Morgan puts it up in the air. Hayhurst, who at one point was going to serve the penalty, back out on the ice, and Morgan had an opportunity for a rush, but he wasn't able to get there in time. Great back check by Nate Callan. Ferris State's captain standing in his own zone. He's going to leave it for Tackett. 45 seconds left in the power play. Tackett. And now looks like it might be a chance underneath for Tulik, and the shot is wide, and Willits is going to hold it into the zone for Ferris State. More sustained possession for the Bulldogs. Rakowski at the point. Now McDougall. McDougall wants to shoot, and right into the chest of Strauss-Mann, and he's going to cover it.
Yeah, it looks like he was trying to just get it under his right under his glove, and Strauss-Mann, he's just coming up huge. He's really coming up huge.
2:21 now remaining in the second period. 24 seconds in Ferris State's power play. Michigan making life a little bit hard for themselves on this power play, but by and large, so far, they have gotten the job done.
That hasn't been pretty, but they're getting the job done.
Pastajov versus McDougall. Pastajov wins another face-off as Summers fans on an attempted clearance, but now Raby tries to clear it, but another great hold, this time by Cam Clark. And a bit of a fan pass in, and it's going to fall to Summers, and he's going to try and play it out to Martin to clear, but now the puck is thrown in, but Slaker, as now Ferris State might have an opportunity, and whistle blows offside.
Offsides, Bulldogs.
Ethan Stewart, the offending party, as it's going to be in the dot, in the neutral zone to the right of Strauss-Mann.
So the first 10 minutes, it really didn't look like we couldn't tell who was gonna set the tone in this period. But just it's the Wolverines again, getting that one goal, finding just a great play, finding Slaker behind the defenders.
Face-off won by Van Wy, but Nolan Moyle wasn't in much of a position to do anything, as Ferris State is going to enter the zone. McLaren going to play it in. Griffin loose, put into the boards by McLaren. Now Van Wy battling for it with McLaren. Actually, that was Ethan Stewart, but he's able to get it off. That puck is moving too slowly to be an icing. Nolan Moyle is going to chase, though, as Blankenberg trying to hold it into the zone. 60 seconds remaining in the second period. As now a fight for the puck in the neutral zone. It gets cleared into Michigan zone as Ferris State's going to change. Michigan going to keep their forwards on the ice. As the long pass played up to Moyle, he's going to play it into the zone through the legs of Joe Rakowski. But now Michigan's going to change as 40 seconds remaining. Ferris State had an opening for a second, but not a great pass. Michigan's able to recover. And Slaker gets checked. Jimmy Lambert going to put it into the Ferris State zone. Now Slaker answers with a hit of his own. And Lockwood trying to control it, but ultimately forced back into the Michigan zone. 20 seconds left. Michigan may have an opportunity for one final attack. They hit the pipe in the dying seconds of the first period. Lockwood just going to play it up in the air, and Shaw is just going to leave it. Ferris State may be the one with the opportunity, but Michigan's forecheck active as Lockwood pinches up. Lockwood with the deflection. 3 seconds left. Lockwood may try to take a long shot here, but great defense by Ferris State there as we have reached the end of the second period. Bit of a back-and-forth second period, but Jake Slaker with the goal all alone on the rush, his second of the afternoon. It doubles Michigan's lead. It's now 2-0 in favor of the Wolverines.
Yeah, the Wolverines are up 2-0. If you're a coach, you can't ask for anything better. You'd like it to be 3-0. But just looking at the first two periods, really nobody has played their A game. Michigan's been lucky to capitalize on some Ferris mistakes and just really good hockey. Ferris State, on the other hand, struggling. Michigan cleaning up those kind of mistakes that they made in the first period where they just turned it over in their zone and gave the puck basically to Ferris. But be an interesting third period.
Now another 15-minute intermission arrives here on day one of the GLI. Michigan with a 2-0 lead in the final period. Mel Pearson's men have an opportunity for a much-needed win for this program. Once again, for Amir Bektis, my name is Nick Hornberg. We will step aside for the duration of the intermission. Alex Rain and Amir Bektis will bring you the third period. The score through 2, Michigan 2, Ferris State 0.
Welcome back to the third period between Michigan and Ferris State here at the Great Lakes Invitational semifinal from Little Caesars Arena in Detroit, Michigan. I'm Alex Strain, joined now for the third period by Amir Bektas. And Michigan holds a 2-0 lead in this game, a 20-17 shots advantage. You were on in the second period. What did you see there in that second period?
A lot of similar stuff to the first period, except that the Wolverines were able to clean up those silly mistakes, turnovers. Ferris State is really just unlucky that they weren't able to capitalize on one of those turnovers early in the first period. But just the goal by Slater was just great, sneaking in behind the defense, and then the puck was in Michigan's zone and then just played right across the ice and finished. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets his hat trick today.
Yeah, Jake Slaker, 2 goals in this contest. His first came in the first period off a great pass by Eric Ciccolini to set up a one-timer on the power play. His second goal coming on a breakaway attempt set up by Keaton Pearson. Jack Summers also picking up an assist on that second goal. Michigan leads 2-0. If they can hold on to this lead and win the contest that they will play tomorrow on New Year's Eve at 2 p.m. against Michigan Tech. If they collapse and lose, it will be a third-place matchup against Michigan State at 11:30 a.m. tomorrow morning/afternoon as both teams come back out onto the ice. Michigan playing the home team in the home whites, whereas Ferris State in their red and yellow uniforms.
As I was telling Nick in the second period, the issue with this Michigan team is that they play to their opponent's level.
Yeah.
If they play a lower level team, they can't get going, and they play down to that level. And then when they play teams like Penn State and just go play to their level and win 4-1, you think, wow, this team's going to make a deep run. So this period will be very interesting to see what Michigan team do we get. Either they're going to get their third goal and then they're going to keep a shutout for Strauss-Mann, or Ferris State's going to get back into this game. They're scrappy enough where they can do it.
Yeah, at 6-10-2 this season, Michigan hasn't won a ton of games and haven't had a lot of clean wins. Strauss-Mann in search of his third shutout on the season after getting a couple in non-conference play, and we are underway here in the third period. Wolverines send it in immediately towards Austin Shaw. He's saved 20 shots. He's saved 18 of them thus far. Now Ferris State pushes it into the Michigan end as we get set up. It's about a 25% capacity crowd here at Little Caesars Arena, rather sparse at the moment. Michigan Tech had by far the largest contingent today among these 4 teams: Michigan, Michigan State, Ferris State, and Tech. Will Lockwood, Michigan's captain, holds the pucks twirling around in his own zone. Now carries it out into the neutral zone across the blue line and in on the offensive end. Banks it off the boards. Now down low behind Austin Shaw. Slaker comes up, whacks at the puck there. Lockwood as well. Now over along the wing, tipped around and picked up by Ferris State just across center line, and then they send it deep down behind Strauss-Mann. Just 1 minute gone here in the third period. Bit of a slow start both ways. One shot officially by Michigan, and it was really just a dump in that hit the pads of Shaw. Now Moyle along the boards, pushed out there, and up they come the other way. Marshall Moyes was the one throwing it over along the wing. Now pushed up against the boards. Dallas Tulik sends it deep into the Michigan end, and then the Wolverines parry it back the other way, and it will be an icing. 18:39 to go in the game. 2-0 Michigan on top.
In this short amount of time in this third period, you can already see that Ferris State is coming out with a lot of energy to get that early goal in this period to give themselves a chance, but Strauss-Mann has just been shut down in between the pipes.
Face off now to Strauss-Mann's right, and it is tied up in the circle. Jason Tackett is able to win it back for the Bulldogs. Now sent down low into the corner. Look like Dallas Tulik there now. Tackett will come over to try and pick it up. Pushed behind by Van Wy. Now back the other way. Tulik there, and Michigan is able to pick it up. They flip it out into the neutral zone. Nolan Moyle whacks away at it and sends it down in on Shaw. He shoulders it aside. Van Wy down there in the corner. Big physical check there from Marshall Moyes to push Van Wy back and the puck out of the zone. Now long stretch shot in on the body of Austin Shaw. Catches it with the glove, puts it down to the paddle, and now throws it on up. Brendan McLaren in after it for the Bulldogs, but the pass too far, and it's going to be an icing. Now the face-off will come into the Ferris State end, and Jake Willits, freshman from Erie, Michigan, is having a conversation with the referee about whether that was actually an icing or not. He's not a big fan of that call, but regardless, it stands. Michigan will get to put a new line on the ice. It'll be the third line with Nick Pastajov, who has been excellent on faceoffs this season. Coming into the faceoff circle, he leads the team at 58.2% on faceoffs entering today, and not able to win that one, though. The broadcasters jinx strikes, and out comes Ferris State into the neutral zone. The offensive end trying to set something up, but getting pushed down hard there was Ethan Stewart before he could lay it behind for the charging McLaren. Now a shot from the point rings wide, coming out behind to play the puck as no one was there with Strauss-Mann. Now he pushes it aside to his defenders along the left wing boards, and now shot all the way down the ice by Michigan. Becker goes in after it to negate the icing, and he gets in tight with Austin Shaw, gives him almost a hug from behind on the netminder. Mike Pastajov had his stick knocked out of his own hands as it's jammed along the boards. Now coming up with it, Zach Yoder and Connor Fedorik carry it out. That third pair of defenders for Ferris State, as there's now 2.5 minutes gone in this third period. Michigan still leading Ferris State 2-0. Shots 22-17 in favor of the Wolverines. Pinned up against the boards, you got Ciccolini over there, Brendan Rons, Cade Kowalski. Kowalski is able to dig it free, and then Michigan picks it up out to center ice, and now carrying it on in. Skating around everybody is Luke Morgan. He tries to wrap it around Austin Shaw as he is pursued by two Bulldogs, and now a giveaway by Ferris State. Ciccolini off to Raby, now to Morgan in the left circle. He takes a shot that is saved by Austin Shaw there. Now it goes down behind the net. Raby picks it up, tried to wrap it around, pushed aside though. Morgan comes in and applies another firm check. This Michigan forecheck on the fourth line is terrific. Raby curling around. His shot goes through the crease and wide of the net. 16:30 to go in the third period, and Michigan is just attacking relentlessly on the forecheck. Raby picks it up behind the net, and finally Joe Rokowski is able to push it free. Ferris State clears it down, and they are lucky that one goes in on man, as it would have been an icing. Gives it up to Summers, now hands it off into the offensive end. Will Lockwood comes in after it. The captain for Michigan throws it through the offensive zone over to the right point. Jake Gingell came up with it, played it down low, looking for the centerman, Jimmy Lambert, and now a wipeout and another giveaway. Slaker comes in, lays it behind. Lockwood's shot is deflected off a stick. It stays in play, though, as it clipped the top of the boards. Puck comes back down. Ferris State picks it up, and finally the Bulldogs might have a rush the other way. Potential 3-on-2, but Jake Transit is checked hard into the boards by Jimmy Lambert, the centerman, doing a really good job back-checking there, and Michigan controls the puck. Non-stop play right now for the last 2 minutes or so. Slaker chips it deep. Both teams in the midst of changes. Back down there to hold the puck was Jake Willits. Throws it across to his defense mate Blake Evanow. Back to Willits, back to Evanow, and again this forecheck right there. Nolan Moyle harassing him every step of the way. Now a long stretch feed into the offensive end. Streaking in is Dallas Tulik. He's going to try and wrap it around with Luke Martin watching. Now a pass out in front and a shot, and it's blocked aside by Gingell. A second try is continued to be blocked aside. A massive humanity there. Now they throw it to the front. Tulik had an opportunity. That one turned aside. Hayhurst picks it up down behind his own net. Dangerous skating opportunity through the crease there as he handled it right in traffic. Ferris State holds it in. Tulik throws it on deep. Gingell goes in after it up along the boards. Marshall Moyes down there pinned alongside Summers and Blankenberg. Puck squirts free into the middle. Now scooped up. Backhand pass by Moyle over to Hayhurst into the offensive end. Hayhurst puts on the brakes. Tries to find Van Wy cutting through the offensive zone on the other side. Now along the right wing boards. Picked up again by Ferris State. They'll get it into the neutral zone. Michigan will stop the rush though. Griffin Luce at the red line sends it all the way deep, and it goes off the pads of Austin Shaw. Now in through the middle, and a nice hard check there. Dom Lutz knocked down to the ice by Michigan's number 5, Griffin Luce, and the Wolverines bring it back into the offensive end. Backhander by Mike Pastajov goes off the end boards. Shaw, the netminder, comes out to play it to his defenseman there, Zach Yoder. Yoder picks it up with it down the left wing side. His backhand pass sloppy and lost it again. Scooped up by Luce. He'll chip it deep into the glove of Austin Shaw. And finally, after 4 straight minutes of unaltered play with 13:56 to go in the third period, Michigan 2, Ferris State 0. We will head to a commercial timeout.
Now that's the type of Michigan hockey we like to watch, just going back and forth, and they really probably the best sequence they've had all day today. The only thing they were missing was that goal at the end. Other than that, they controlled the puck, they got good hard hits, they played good defense. That's the type of Michigan team that they need to build on. If they want to become an elite team, that's what they need to go. They can't drop down to their level or to their opponent's level. So good sequence right there, just 4 minutes of straight on hockey.
Shots 22-17 in favor of the Wolverines. Michigan 2, Ferris State nothing. 13:56 to go in the third period. Michigan continues to play pretty solid defense, giving up a couple opportunities, but they got more than their fair share in that section. And most importantly, another big chunk of the game is wiped away. And Ferris State is the one up against time right now.
And usually when those type of things happen where you don't score that third goal, because in hockey, 3-0 lead, it's a comfortable lead. You can play a little more comfortable. 2-0, the opponent gets one goal. It's a one-point game or one goal game. So Michigan right now, Mel Pearson really wants that third goal, and then he can relax. But 2-0 against this Ferris State team, which isn't as the fanciest team you'll see, but they're scrappy enough that they can claw their way back into this game.
Yep, as it's always said, the 2-0 lead in hockey, the most dangerous lead in sports, and that is the case here in this one. Michigan clinging to that 2-goal advantage. They'll have an offensive zone draw to Austin Shaw's right out of the commercial timeout with 13:56 to go.
And if Ferris State is able to get that goal, like with 8 minutes left or so, it will be really interesting to see how the Wolverines play defense.
Brendan Braun's able to win that draw out of the timeout for Ferris State. He was up against Dakota Raby. Raby not normally a centerman, but he does pick it up as Ferris State had brought it out of their own end. Raby streaks down along the left wing side towards the end line, plays it back up to the point. Ciccolini over to Summers. Summers took a shot, blocked off of a stick. Now down low, Luke Morgan picks it up. Backhand pass looking to connect with anybody, and now across Keaton Pearson over to Jack Summers. Summers flips it up into the air, wide of Austin Shaw. Back in after it is Joe Rutkowski, the senior from Crystal Lake, Illinois, 4th in the country in shot blocking. And this Ferris State group has done a pretty good job of blocking shots in general, but really their biggest issue has been puck possession and carrying it out of their own zone. Michigan's done a great job repelling Ferris State rushes today and creating their own opportunities after those shots have been blocked. Wolverines have it down behind their own net. Now they start to carry it up with it into the neutral zone and now past the blue line into the offensive end. Flipped up into the air. Lambert goes in after it. Slaker along the boards, pinned up hard there and now scooped up by Jake Transit. First line for Ferris State tries to carry it out, and it's the defenseman Blake Evanow coming in with the rush. Evanow's got it, a shot, saved by Straussman, a great right blocker save. Now back out to the point, and a shot through traffic, blocked aside, another chance on man, and now held in once again. Skating down low is Jake Willits, pushed up against the boards well. There in the corner, Gingell in after it. Luke Martin applying another check down there. There's 5 bodies, and finally picking it up was Gingell. Slaker tries to get it out, and Evanow is going to get called for an offside as he caught it in the air past the blue line and then put it down on the other side. Face-off will come in the neutral zone.
See, that's kind of what we've been talking about, that watching Michigan this whole season is they're not that mentally tough of a team right there. Ferris State almost got back into the game, and with 12 minutes left, even though you're up by 1 goal, we would have been in for a completely different hockey game.
Face-off between Garrett Van Wy and Brendan McLaren is won back by McLaren. Ferris State has done well in the face-off circle today. That's been one of their stronger points. Griffin Luce goes in down behind his own net, throws it along the boards, now chipped up towards the top. Cam Clark not able to hold the pinch at the point. Moyle gives it off to Hayhurst as they come into the offensive end. Hayhurst attempt an ill-advised centering pass that was blocked aside. Now Van Wy a shot in on Shaw, maybe been tipped by Hayhurst. Hayhurst centers it to Van Wy in the right circle as he curled around with it, and now out come the Bulldogs the other direction. But again, another sloppy pass there, and that's been the issue for Ferris State. They get out of their zone, but then really struggle to enter the opponent's attacking zone. Now Hayhurst comes right in with it. A backhand try, no. Becker down in front, banging away at it, and he's pushed down. Shaw gloves it, and I think Becker might be hurt down behind the play. Referee goes in there to separate the respective players as the whistle comes with Shaw putting the trapper down pretty much immediately as he put the trapper down.
Yeah, Michigan very close to getting their 3rd goal this game. They were about a foot out from the goal line in the goalie's crease.
23-20 shots in favor of the Wolverines. 11:26 to go in this hockey game. Jack Becker with it, throws it to the top, and a shot goes through the crease. And now out the other side. Summers, another shot to the point. That one dribbles in on Shaw, and Nick Pastashev is banging around down low there with Jack Becker. And Pastashev pushed down again A hard check from behind, and now he's pushing and shoving. There could be a fight as a few players are going at it down there. It looks like him and Brendan McLaren were the ones really getting physical after some hard checks down there. But finally, both teams will be content to just push it out of the zone. Both sides get changes, and now Michigan comes up the other way after rekindling in their own end. Passagov comes free, and a shot goes high and rising over top. Now out into the neutral zone, and a nice defensive play there by Luke Martin to pinch up and push it back into the defensive end rather than potentially allow an odd man rush the other way. Here come the Bulldogs into the offensive end, but another sloppy pass upon a zone entry. Morgan is able to shut it off, and it goes into the corner. Ferris State trying to dig it out there. 3 Michigan bodies to 1 Bulldog, and they are able to come free with it. Now out at the point, held by Joe Rutkowski, sends it deep along the boards and tipped in front. An opportunity as it swung free close to the right circle. But Michigan the first ones to it, and they clear it out. Ciccolini chases after it down the length of the ice, but Ferris State able to get it there, push it back the other way. Approaching exactly the halfway point now of this third period. 10 minutes remaining. Michigan 2, Ferris State 0. Michigan has pitched 50 minutes of a shutout. Can they close it out in the final 10 and advance to the finals of the Great Lakes Invitational? And there's an opportunity streaking towards the net. Jake Willits pushed aside by Strauss-Mann. He has saved all 20 Bulldog shots tonight. Make it 21 now after that one. 9:40 to go in the game. Bouncing around the boards in the neutral zone. Luce picks it up. He flips it deep. That one goes wide of Shaw, but he was across center ice, so no icing. Lambert pins it up against the board. Slaker gets it free, pushes it out. Loose a shot there right into the glove. Shaw saw it all the way. He hangs on, and we will head to a commercial timeout with 9:24 to go in the third period. 2-0 Michigan on top.
Good save right there by Shaw, really. I mean, he had a couple of people in front of him blocking his view, but kept his eye on it. Good save.
And Michigan on top at this break. Here at Little Caesars Arena, the crowd has continued to thin out as the game has drawn on. Most MSU and Michigan Tech fans seem to have gone home.
Yeah, the championship game should be really fun to watch tomorrow.
Yeah.
Michigan Tech will definitely have a great crowd. It'll feel like an away game for the Wolverines if they're able to close it out here. But during the Michigan State game, there was quite a few Huskies in this building.
Well, Michigan Tech is not really a school known for athletics outside of their hockey program. That is the pride of that school up in Houghton, Michigan. They travel very, very well. And they showed up here today at the Great Lakes Invitational to see their Huskies win 4-2 over Michigan State.
Yeah, when I was up there for doing research up in Houghton at Michigan Tech, you can tell that they're a hockey school. You go to their football stadium. I've seen middle school teams have a more big of a crowd, but don't mess around with their hockey. Like, that's their sport. They sell out the arena. It's a great atmosphere. It's a small arena. Fun to watch.
Yeah, Houghton, Michigan, a city that gets a lot of snow up there, and hockey a very fitting sport right on Lake Superior.
Yeah, I think we're on track to get some snow here tonight.
Yeah. At long last here.
It's going to be a fun drive back to Grand Rapids for me. I think we're projected to get about 6 inches, but I feel like we might get more with
Grand
the lake
Rapids
effect.
Gets that lake effect. So out of the commercial timeout, faceoff is won by Lambert, and a shot from Lockwood goes high and over top of Austin Shaw. We've seen Lockwood score a couple goals like that in his Michigan career right off the faceoff win from Jimmy Lambert. It pinballs around the offensive end for the Wolverines, now picked up by Marshall Moyes, and he carries it on out now over to Dallas Tulik, left wing side, tried to center it for Moyes. Now pinching up is Zach Yoder, the defenseman that we talked about in the first period, a huge part of the scoring attack for Ferris State. Now puck popped up into the air. No one knew where it was. It comes down with a thud and skips in to the defensive end for Ferris State. Cam Clark in after it, and then they just throw it down on net. Strauss-Mann easily puts the trapper down, and we have a whistle. 8:48 to go in the contest. 2-0 Wolverines on top.
With how high that puck was that last play, I'm pretty sure it would have hit the Jumbotron if we were back at Yost.
This is a much bigger stadium than Yost Ice Arena, and you can really tell how much quieter it is in here than Yost. The way the acoustics ring off every part of that small noise box down in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Liam McDougall to do the draw with Van Wy. McDougall wins it back for Ferris State. They'll set it up at the point. Nice pass across, and they'll try to get something set up. Nate Callan had it for a second, then lost it. Michigan picks it up again. Just tough to get anything going. Moyle over to Hayhurst, and his shot goes wide of the net. Really just a tip on a really nice centering pass. Nolan Moyle creating opportunities, and this Michigan team that has struggled to score this season has looked better offensively, even without Johnny Beecher and Cam York, who are at the World Juniors. A shot from the point there by Van Wy goes off the glove of Shaw. Van Wy chips up to help keep it in the zone. Shaw's done an admirable job keeping Ferris State in this hockey game, and they're going to need the offense to step up to make something happen. The captain, defenseman Nate Callan, brings it in. 2 Michigan Wolverines over there to help stop it, and now out they come the other way. Van Wy with Ciccolini, 2-on-1. Van Wy in, shot, save, rebound. Shaw jamming away at it is Ciccolini, and all the Ferris State players come over. Punches are thrown from Van Wy and the Ferris State players. And the whistle sounds, 7:56 to go in the third period. Michigan leads 2-0 after a 2-on-1 rush from Van Wy and Ciccolini. Van Wy held it the whole way, toe dragged it, took a shot. A rebound came free, and both players there were jamming away. And once the cavalry came for the Bulldogs, it got physical, and we may have penalties coming.
Shaw definitely got a punch up in there. He sneaked one in there.
It looks like it will be dueling minors on Van Wy and Joe Rutkowski is what it appears from our angle. We'll see what they officially say as both captains, Nate Callan and Will Lockwood, come over to talk with the referees about how this is going to be enforced, whether it will be a 4-on-4 or not.
You can't really blame him, though. It was a really late whistle, and you're coached to play until you hear that whistle, so it's just a hockey play.
Yeah, they definitely allowed a lot of jamming away once Shaw seemingly had control of the rebound, and the Ferris State players did not appreciate how long Van Wy and Ciccolini were allowed to jam away at things. They've put both penalties up on the board. It is indeed going to be Rutkowski, the senior defenseman, and Van Wy, the sophomore centerman for Michigan and Ferris State. And it would appear to be 4-on-4 hockey. 4 Ferris State players have left their bench, so that's what it looks like. We'll see who Mel Pearson sends out there for the Wolverines, as we're now under 8 minutes to play in a 2-0 Michigan advantage.
That's the most fun hockey to watch, is when it's 4-on-4.
Yeah.
There's more space on the ice, more opportunities to be creative, and it'll be fun to watch these next 2 minutes.
Looks like Dakota Raby, Luke Morgan are the first ones off the bench, and then Griffin Luce, the towering senior defenseman at 6'3", stands out there alongside his defense mate Nick Blankenberg. Morgan wins the draw, able to hold it in at the point is Blankenberg, as the draw was taken in the Michigan offensive end. Griffin Luce sends it across for Dakota Raby. A lot of extra space out here in the 4-on-4. Raby goes in after it down towards the end line. Pushed around down behind as 2 Bulldogs approach. Morgan's got it at the right circle, takes a shot, and a good blocker save by Ferris State's goalie Austin Shaw. Marshall Moyes carries it on out. Nice pass across to Jake Willits. He brings it in past the blue line, but walled off well by Luke Morgan. A pair of 25-on-25 action right there. Now a pass looking for Raby from Blankenberg, not able to connect with him. It goes all the way down, will be an icing on the Wolverines. So an offensive zone draw for Ferris State, trailing 2-0 with 7:19 to go. An opportunity presents itself for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, opportunity for the Bulldogs to get back into this game, and a big opportunity for the Wolverines to basically end it.
McDougall will take the draw to Straussman's left, and I think we're going to have a timeout taken by Mel Pearson, concerned about those tired legs for his skaters in this 4-on-4. They've been out there for 36 seconds, and with the icing not able to change, so Mel Pearson uses his timeout.
Yeah, I was actually going to mention, would Mel Pearson take a timeout, but with 7:19 left in the game, I felt like it was a little early, but not a bad call, right?
Yeah.
You got to face off deep in your own zone, 4-on-4 hockey. You want to make sure everybody's on the same page. You don't want any miscommunications to let these Bulldogs back into the game.
So 7:19 to go as we take this 1-minute timeout break.
It looks like Van Wy just needs a little bit of an explanation in the box from the referee. The referee was talking to him a minute ago, and it's not really happy he's in there. But
yeah,
when punches are thrown, Whoever the referee sees first, that's who they take to the box.
And some children were shown on the board jumping up and down. There were 3 children in that picture, each one of them wearing a different shirt. One wearing a Michigan Tech shirt, one wearing a Spartan shirt, and one wearing a Wolverines shirt. So
a house really divided.
yeah, there you go. Face-off now is tied up. 4 bodies hit the ice. Everyone going for the puck, and now it comes free. Passage of a potential 2-on-1 rush. He chips it ahead, and here it is. Right in on net, and a shot. Scores! Will Lockwood. A mini breakaway after a tremendous effort from Nick Passagov to get it through the middle, and the speed of Will Lockwood in the 4-on-4 situation converts with 7:05 to go in the third period. Michigan 3, Ferris State 0, and that could be the death knell for the Bulldogs.
That's usually what happens when there's more space, more ice to work with. You get these type of things where you create those plays and you score that third goal. But Michigan's now on the power play kill, so.
Will Lockwood converts there on a nice pass from Passagov. The puck had skipped free out of the zone, and Passagov went in after it, pursued by a defender, and he had to try to just throw his body forward to direct that one into the center of the ice, where Will Lockwood then comes in with it, and he's able to convert and makes it 3-0 Michigan, now under 7 minutes to play off that face-off. Ferris State controls in the offensive end. 6:35 exactly. Michigan picks it up, carries it past the blue line to the center ice, now into the offensive zone. Morgan comes in after it, leaves it behind, tipped aside by the Bulldogs. Now passed across. Evanow brings it on in, now tipped aside again, and the puck comes free. Potential rush here for Michigan. Tired legs, though. Luke Morgan just wants to get off, allows his team to get a change. 20 seconds remaining in the 4-on-4. 6:10 remaining in the game. Evanow skates around with it, now puts on the brakes in the right circle in front of his own netminder, passes it on up for Zach Yoder. Yoder throws it forward to Ethan Stewart, pushes it past McLaren, and both teams are back to full strength under 6 minutes remaining. Carrying it in is Jake Slaker. He's looking for his third goal, takes a shot deflected aside by Shaw. Over to Lambert, skates through the middle. Jimmy Lambert waits with it, now curls around along the left wing boards. He's had the puck for maybe 10 seconds now. Now parries it back towards Jake Slaker. Not able to hold it at the point was Gingell, and so coming back with it are the Wolverines. Gingell plays it up to Slaker. It's been a senior effort here today with 2 goals from Slaker, and then that last one from Lockwood and Passagov, all the seniors getting involved to lead Michigan to a 3-0 advantage in this semifinal game of the Great Lakes Invitational. Pass across, and a shot goes wide of Strauss-Mann. He's only had to make 5 saves so far this period to continue putting together this shutout as the puck goes into the boards, actually into the benches, and we'll have a whistle. 5:03 remaining in the third.
So you can see the finish line with the 3-0 lead. Now the main goal is to hold on to that shutout. You definitely want to give your netminder that momentum with the shutout, and I believe it would be his 3rd or 4th shutout this season?
Year, yep.
Yeah, definitely want to give that to Strauss-Mann as we go further into Big Ten play and deeper into the season.
So face-off won by the Wolverines. They send it deep. Potential icing, and it will be, as Nolan Moyle not able to win the race the other way, and a touch-up done by Ferris State's number 23, Nate Callan. Face-off will come right back to Strauss-Mann's right. Just under 5 minutes remaining. The next standard whistle will bring the final media timeout of the contest. It's been a pretty quick game between these two teams. And Van Wy ties up the draw, now pushes it free, not able to get it out of the zone though along the boards, pokes it around over to the right point. Callan's got it and just sends it deep. Van Wy is able to get there first though. Michigan picks it up and they'll carry it out of the zone. Pass across over to Hayhurst. He'll work towards the middle. Pass across right side. Moyle tries to get it right back to him. Hayhurst wins the battle in deep, but wasn't able to get a shot in on net. Michigan controls though up towards the point. Skating around with it after grabbing that pass was Summers. Sends it wide of the net. Moyle down there low. Morgan applies a firm check. Summers has got it back now into the neutral zone. Flips it up right in on Shaw. He pushes it aside towards Fedoruk. But another good forecheck there from Luke Morgan to Raby, right back to Morgan along the right wing boards. Morgan skates through the circles, takes a shot, deflected, no. Rebound, another try. He's pushed down to the ice. Ferris State will touch up, and this will be a Michigan power play. A hook upcoming on Ferris State. We'll see who they put it on. That appears to be on number 22, Jason Tackett. And already trailing 3-0 with just over 4 minutes to go in the game. We will head to this commercial timeout as Michigan will get a power play to try to pour a little bit more on in this game.
Yeah, and if you're the Wolverines right now, you would love nothing more than to get that fourth goal. Looking forward at the rest of the season, so they would take on Tech tomorrow here in the Great Lakes Invitational, and then 10 days later, a tough road trip going down to Notre Dame and then Penn State. So doesn't get easier here from the Wolverines, and you want to be hitting your stride going into those two games.
4:02 to go in the contest. Michigan 3, Ferris State 0.
We still got Spartans here. They were just on the big screen.
Michigan has not made a GLI final since the 2015-16 season when they won it over Michigan Tech. That was the Kyle Connor, JT Confer, and Tyler Mott season. The last 3 years they have lost in the semifinals. So for this senior class, Slaker, Lockwood, Pashizhov, and others, this would be their first appearance in a GLI final. Obviously a lot on the line for those guys.
And they would love to add on to it. Michigan does have the most GLI wins in the history at 17, and if they're able to get the victory tomorrow against Michigan Tech, that'd be number 18. It'd be great just going into the season, building momentum, because as we were stating earlier, you really don't know the identity of this Michigan team. Are they going to be that team that's going to contend to go all the way to the Frozen Four, or are they just going to be like, just make it to the first round and then get bounced? But we'll see.
Hayhurst kicked out of the circle. Now coming on in is Slaker. He loses that draw to McLaren, and an opportunity to clear it on out immediately by Ferris State. They're just trying to kill off this penalty. Obviously, if you somehow got a shorthanded goal, then you could pull the goalie, but down 3-0 right now, you don't really think that will come into the equation much at all for this Ferris State team with, oh boy, that one deflects off a stick into the Ferris State bench, almost takes out one of the coaches down there, and so the faceoff will come outside the Michigan offensive end, right in front of the blue line by that Meyer logo here at the ice at Little Caesars Arena in Detroit. Hayhurst to do the draw with Liam McDougall. Staring down McDougall, he wins the draw over to Ciccolini. Now Lockwood picks it up, skates around with it into the offensive end. They'll try to get this power play set up. Lockwood goes coast to coast on a circle pattern through the offensive end and then pushed out skillfully there by Joe Rutkowski, trying to create a potential break the other direction. Blankenberg, though, back checks, walls off any opportunity of that. Michigan gets set up in their own end, and now they'll come to try to do the zone entry. They do it easily across to Hayhurst in the middle. He skates right around to the defender. Now into the right circle, cuts to the middle, takes a shot high and rising over top. Along the boards, Lockwood holds it at the right point, throws it down to Hayhurst on the half wall. They've got Lockwood there, right back to him. Hayhurst holds it along the boards, throws it down low to Lockwood, gets around a defender, now over to Jake Slaker. He's at the bottom, now over to Ciccolini at the top, and it goes over his stick and back down. 2:50 remaining in the game, 45 seconds to go in the Michigan power play. Up 3-0 over Ferris State, closing in on a shutout victory. Skating on up with it and pushing it down low. Mike Pashizhov, Becker down there as well. Now over to Summers on the side, but before it could get to him, Evan now is to it and throws it all the way back down. The trapezoid still laid out on the ice under NHL-style rules, as you have the Red Wing logo in the middle of the ice, but there is no trapezoid in college hockey, as Strauss-Mann played it in the trapezoid behind his own net. Now punching around the boards, Yoder trying to clear it out for Ferris State. Tipped around and still held in there at the blue line. Now it gets past it. Keaton Pearson couldn't pitch up, and with 2 minutes remaining in the third period, Bulldogs back to full strength. Pashizhov had an opportunity to rush it on in, lays it behind himself for no one in particular. Now picked up by Marshall Moyes, potential 3-on-3 rush the other way as Ferris State gets their defenseman off. Skating in with it is McLaren, throws it in front, and it's in! And that will foil the shutout with 1:45 to go in the game. 3-1, Ferris State is on the board.
That's a tough one. You'll see if Michigan's able to. We still got a minute 45 left. If they can take this game home with a victory, that'll be kind of a tough one. It'll leave a kind of a bitter taste in your mouth knowing that you were only a minute 45 away from the shutout. But just a deflection off Strauss-Mann's back, and it's in the back of the net.
Yep, a weird backhander from an odd angle finds its way in behind Strauss-Mann. It looks like McLaren will get credit for the goal. Indeed, he does. His second of the season makes it 3-1. There was some movement in the crease as Yoder was pinning up against Griffin loose, but had really no effect to it. And you see, Mann just didn't hug that post closely enough. And with 1:35 to go in the game, you could now see Shaw going to the bench, and he was starting to do so before Michigan pushed that one back down. 1:25 remaining in the contest. 3-1 Michigan on top. And the importance of getting that third goal here in this period is clear as Michigan still retains a 2-goal edge, even now with the extra skater going out there for Ferris State. Marshall Moyes takes a shot blocked aside by Dakota Raby. Down low, scooping it up, and not able to get it out were the Wolverines. Pushed against the boards, holding it is Michigan. Now over there in a high stick, potentially up. It got a piece of Jake Willits. He's talking to the referee, but instead Michigan will ice this game. Dakota Raby and Nolan Moyle, didn't see which one it was, putting it into the empty net and making it 4-1 Wolverines.
Yeah, that last play was just, couldn't really tell what was going on. It looked like a high stick was going to be called and nothing, and it just open net, take a shot.
Yeah, it looks like
take this one home.
It will be Dakota Raby getting credit for the goal, his first of the season. Yeah, I was focused on trying to see if the referee was going to be calling a high stick there, but instead Michigan capitalizes. 57.2 remaining in the game, and they lead it 4-1. And now the referees are going to be talking about something, maybe a potential offsides, as that skirmish was taking place right at the blue line.
Yeah, lots of confusion on that last play. But tomorrow. What do you think about tomorrow's matchup? How do the Wolverines stack up against Michigan Tech?
Well, Michigan Tech is a strong squad. They've had a good tradition of winning in recent years, ever since Mel Pearson really got there and turned it around. And you know, Michigan, they look motivated, more focused in this game than they had been most of the season. But Tech is a solid squad at 11-8-1 on the year. They swept Alaska Anchorage, split with Clarkson. That's a team Michigan got a shot at and didn't quite get a win against back in October. So I think it'll be a decently even-matched game.
And then today's victory against Michigan State's not anything to kind of frown upon. Michigan State, in some polls, is ranked in the top 25. So definitely a good resume builder for the Huskies. And it should be a good test for these Wolverines, as you mentioned, York and Beecher are not with the team, so it'll be a good one.
Yep, York and Beecher, as we continue to have this review, we're not sure exactly what they're reviewing, and we have seen no replays. York and Beecher are with the U.S. national team in Ostrava, Czech Republic, in the World Juniors right now. Team USA won today, and now the signal is given for a goal, so that stands Michigan 4-1 over Ferris State. And this one is more or less over now. Shaw returns to his net. Wouldn't expect him to be pulled now, back with a 3-goal edge restored. Draw one by Ferris State, and Yoder sends it deep. Blankenberg in after it. He picks it up and sends it back the other way, deflected off of Ferris State's stick, so no icing as it comes close in on Shaw anyway. 40 seconds remaining. McLaren skates through the middle, now over to the left side, in past the blue line, going around Blankenberg, throws it towards Mann and through the crease. Now Yoder directs one towards the net. 30 seconds remaining. Morgan trying to dig it out. Now he picks it up alongside Will Lockwood, skates out with it. Morgan on into the offensive end. Morgan across to Lockwood, and a shot goes just wide of that. Michigan still trying to score, up 4-1 with 15 seconds remaining in this game. They've outshot Ferris State 31-23. Blankenberg's got it, sends it across to Ciccolini. 8 seconds remaining, and the forward skates down behind his own net. Gets the signal to hold on to it from Will Lockwood, and that will do it. Michigan defeats Ferris State 4-1. They will be back in the GLI final for the first time since 2015 with a solid win here today over Ferris State.
Yeah, and going back to the first two periods, this game really could have gone either way, but it's just the experience of these Wolverines that honestly led them to victory. They had a tough time, really, that first period. They almost looked like they didn't come to play. They were struggling to really get anything going with those miscommunications in the back, and they got the victory tonight.
Yep, a solid win here today. Michigan out shooting Ferris State officially 33-23. A couple teams came into this game struggling, but it's Michigan who is able to leave victorious, and they will play Michigan Tech tomorrow at 2:30, or I think 2 p.m. exactly. And we will be here for this one. Catch it on WCBN Sports at 2 p.m. between a pair of interstate rivals for Great Lakes Invitational supremacy. But that just about does it for us here today. Once again, your final score, Michigan 4, Michigan Tech 1. For Amir Bektis, Nick Hornberg, Alex Drain saying good night and go blue from LCA.